Caroline. Can't rely on the guys will say she's mighty fine. Mighty fine, only got you somewhere half the time. We live? Let me get better screen. Boom. That should be live. Alright, what another wild week, man. Why isn't my my Wi-Fi? Every time I have it got you. Cause coming up show. Yeah, dig this now, even though. Why isn't it going full screen? I would like to go full screen, please. Wow. There we go. All right. We're live. Finally, it took me a minute. All right. Here we are. Another game week in the books. And, sweet. Another game week in the books. And I had a pretty good week, I'm not going to lie. Hopefully you guys had a good week. A lot of stuff happened. Another week where there's a lot of stuff to talk about. First off, what's up, Kobe? Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah. How'd you guys do so far this week? I'm on a pretty good one, I'm not gonna lie. Finally, it's nice to have a green arrow. We'll get into that in a little bit. Let's see. D Production, what's up? Now, how many points did I achieve this week? So I had a good week this week so far. Right now I'm sitting at 57 with bonus points to Grealish still to go, bonus points to Lamptey still to go. So I'll end up having 9 off my bench. I was gonna bring in Lamptey for Hummus, but I just decided to almost as like just because I could, knowing Rodriguez was out, I thought it'd be cool to have him come off the bench just so I could say that. But I guess for stream purposes, I should have left him on. Anyway, got 9 points off the bench from Lamptey. I think I have 2 bonus points from Grealish. Let me double check that real quick to make sure my microphone be in the way of my laptop. Let's see. Is it 2 for Grealish? Yeah, 2 for Grealish, and I got 2 from Lamptey last time I checked. Yeah, 2 from Lamptey, 2 from Grealish. So, add 4. Add 11 points to this. So, right now I'm sitting at like, 68 points? 68 points with Bamford still to go. So, overall, man, it was nice to see this. I think right now I'm on like almost a million rank rise. And that's not including Lamptey off the bench right now. So, an incredible week for me. I mean, I finally picked a captaincy pick, right? I was never going to captain Grealish ever. So, I'm not upset that, I was never going to pick Grealish. But just a great week, man. It just feels good to finally get a nice green arrow. Didn't click that. Must have been my phone. Anyway. Yeah, pretty good week. Kilman playing instead of Sice. I know that's going to be pretty upsetting to a lot of people. But for me, it worked out this week. Catch up on some comments. FPL Swan, yeah. Oh, I thought of you as soon as I saw Bale come onto the pitch. I thought of you, and I had to double check to see what your team was, because Daff had Bale for 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks you had him, and you finally decided to switch him out for Son? Oh, gutting, because Bale came away with a goal and got 3 bonus points. Oh man, I feel bad. That sucks. But joy of FPL, right? The beauty and curse of FPL. Man, on a side note, it was so good to see Gareth Bale score. Just a nice little header there. Get him the game-winning goal. Something he should have done last time he came on against West Ham. Get that game-clinching goal. But beautiful to see him score. And I know it sucks for Daft, man. That sucks. You captain Son as well? Oh, man. That's tough. I feel like you still had a pretty good week, though, right? Because I think you had... If I looked at your team, I think I can bring up your team real quick. Let me check. So I think you had a pretty good week, even with missing a captaincy pick and switching out Son for Bale. I'm looking at your squad right now. Yeah, you had Chilwell, who did well. I got bars, man. Kilman, Grealish, who did incredible. Salah, great captaincy pick there. You got Lamptey coming off the bench. You had Kane that scored a goal. DCL came away with... Oh, and 2 bonus points for Calvert-Lewin, too. So I got to add that to my squad. So 13. So right now I'm sitting at 70 points. So yeah, 70 points with Bamford to go. But looks like you had a pretty good week yourself. Obviously, captaincy pick missing. That sucks, but... Oh, hold on. You just sent me your updated one, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, so you had a good week, man. Van Aanholt. Between Van Aanholt and Gareth Bale. Oh, I feel bad, man. Reguilon with an assist. That was good. Oh, yeah, that's right. You updated it. You had Halar. Oh, yeah. Before I get into any other comments, I got to say this. Daft did the ultimate FPL worst nightmare. He was looking at some people to bring in on, was it Thursday? He was looking at people to bring in, and he just looked at a squad, and he accidentally hit confirm transfer instead of, I don't know, exiting or something. And he accidentally brought in, like, Halar on a -8. That's rough. Let's see. Catch up on some comments. What's up? Captain Mopay? Ooh, who's your vice captain? Because I know Mopay didn't come in, right? I stopped watching at the end just so I could set up the stream. I'm going to check right now, see if he came in. But, what's up with that? I feel like he's, is he destined to lose a spot now? Let me see if he came in. I don't see him coming in. Yeah, he didn't come in, did he? So at least he didn't come in. Who'd you put as your vice captain? Mopay, man. I'm wondering what's going to happen with Mopay and Matt Ryan. Because you don't bench. It's like Tim Howard said at halftime of the Everton match that keepers don't really get rested. It's more of like you're about to lose your spot kind of a thing, is what he said. And I looked up the stats, and Matt Ryan had the worst save percentage in the league this year, and it's not even close. I could bring it up real quick if you want. Yeah, let me bring it up real quick. Why not? And of course, that site can't be seen. Let me see, because I looked up right now, and Matt Ryan had one of the worst save percentages in the league, and I don't think it was close. And this is where I need my... One of these days, I'm going to get another laptop that works, and I can run this for real. Save percentage. Yeah, Matt Ryan has a save percentage of 40 this season. That's worst. The second worst is David De Gea with 52%. 52% David De Gea, 50 or 40 to Matt Ryan. So off by a huge margin. So Matt Ryan might be losing a spot here. We're really leading off with Matt Ryan off the A block right now. But yeah, Captain Mopay, I'm wondering what that's going to be. If it's going to be a rest or if it's kind of a sign of things to come. Anyway, let's see. Deep production. You had an amazing week. I only have 38 waiting for Bamford and Justin. Castagna and Hamas are injured, so I'm unsure what to do for next week. I feel like at this point, because Castagna is going to be out for until at least international break, from what I'm seeing. So that's tough. And I don't know how long Hamas is going to be out for, because he just said he was out this weekend, right? He didn't say anything else. So that's tough. But man, Bamford could score this weekend against a deprived Leicester squad. But I still like how Leicester managed. So I don't know if Leeds are going to get off as many shots as people think. Justin looks like he's going to have that spot nailed on with how many injuries are happening to Castagna and Pereira. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I'm unsure too. I'm even looking at my squad. I don't know what to do. But as far as Castagna goes, I'd wait till press conferences because there's a lot of good options around that price. Like you can go for Chilwell. You could drop down to Zuma for a little bit more cash. My camera. But that's tough, man. I don't know what your decisions are going to rely a lot on what midweek news is going to be. Let's see. Will said it's good he chose the captain Salah. Kane only had 12. Yeah, I mean he came away with 8. I was a little upset that Salah didn't get an extra bonus point because Jota did the same thing as Gareth Bale. Is my camera freaking out? My camera is freaking out, huh? One sec. Let me see. I don't know why my camera's doing that. Did it fix it? Did I fix it? I'm a little delayed. So I'll have to wait to see what happens. Nope. Let's see if that fixed it. American Stock, what's up? American Stock FPL, what's up? Sorry, I'm having a little bit of camera issues right now. I might have to switch back to my laptop if these things keep going. All right, cool. We're good. All right, let's go back to it. Where are we at? I was at Will. Yeah, I was happy Salah had that. I mean, Jota came on and had a beautiful run. Came away with 3 bonus points, which is yeah. I was hoping Salah would get an extra bonus point, but at the end of the day, I was happy he came away with 8 points. I can't complain. Let's see. Huge. And as soon as Kane scored that goal in like the 14th minute, I was like, of course, it's going to be another week where my vice captain scores more. But I ended up being blessed this week and chose right with Salah. I think it was, I don't want to say it was lucky, but I definitely got a little luck on that one. Let's see. Sun captain as well, Daff. And -8. You're on 42 and -8 all out. Ooh. But at the end of the day, I looked at your squad, and your squad still looks good for the future, FPL Swan, a.k.a. Daff. I'm not really worried about, like if I were you, I would worry about Van Aanholt on your squad. I mean, me personally, and Halar, but I don't know it's Halar, right, because he's French. But other than that, I like your squad. It looks pretty good. Yeah, just missed captaincy pick. That's tough. But Halar's got some easy runs coming forward, but that's going to be an easy switch to Antonio when he gets healthy, if it were me. Let's see. Kobe was 61 but got Kilman. 61 but still got Kilman, 4 bonus points, and still got to play Bamford. Ooh, you are having a great week, Kobe. Kobe putting up Kobe numbers, man. That's huge. Hopefully Click comes away with a pen for you. Bamford could come away with, I don't know, an FPL assist, maybe a goal or so, but you could come away with easy 70 points this week, and that'd be sick, man. That's a huge green arrow, or a good green arrow for you. Do you roll for next week? I don't know. Who do Crystal Palace play? Going back to Daft Squad, Daft Squad has, I think for me, the biggest people I'll look at would be Van Aanholt right now, Halar, but all depends on Antonio news. Obviously, you could switch down if you want, but he looked very absent in that game. Did not look like a confident player, a player in stride, nothing. So I would be worried about Halar first. Halar, I think Van Aanholt. Let me see who he has next week. He has Leeds. Leeds are a pretty good squad, but Van Aanholt, if I didn't get to watch the match because I was at work, but from what I heard, he had 2 assists that he had one that should have been a penalty from what Twitter told me, and he had an assist that got taken back because of VAR. So there's still some positive stuff from him, but yeah, I'd worry about Halar, maybe Bowen, but Bowen's kind of nice. Magnus Carlsen has Bowen on his squad, and he's a lot better than I am. So yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look at that in a minute. Let's see where we at. Behind on comments. Got to catch up. Do I roll for next week? Yeah. Caleb says Kane. I missed the earlier comment. Kane. Oh, so you're good. So he captained Mopé, but his vice captain was Kane. So you still come away with an extra 6 points from that one. That ain't bad. Who's your first player off your bench? Let's see. Thomas says, "Hey man, what you thinking for next week?" For me, it's tough because I think I'm gonna get rid of Robertson at this moment. I think he is the one that needs to go because as long as they're not going to keep as many clean sheets as they have been for the past 2 seasons or so, and so I don't think, although he will get some assists from time to time, maybe a couple bonus points, I think that I'd rather spend that $2 million that I could drop him down for somewhere else. And so I don't think he's worth his price tag at this moment. Like, I can drop down to, I don't know, off the top of my brain. I don't know. That's the hard part. I don't know his replacement, so that's why I'm kind of concerned. But I could take that $2 million from Robertson, and after this week, I can upgrade Son to De Bruyne. I can upgrade Bamford. That $2 million can go a long way for me. And so I think right now Robertson's the one on my chopping block. I could save it for a week, but he is playing City. But again, the biggest thing is I honestly don't know what defender I want to bring in for that price. I kind of want to go for an Arsenal defender. Say what you want about Arsenal, but they look pretty solid defensively right now. And if Bellerin can hold his spot at right back and stay healthy, I think he'd be a good pick at like $5 million. I don't know. It's tough. Right now that's what I'm thinking. Switch Robertson out for maybe an Arsenal defender. Their schedule, I think it's a little bit better. I haven't checked that fully yet. But that $2 million, again, is going to go a long way for me. So that's my plan as of right now for next week. But because I like all my players, I think the only ones I'm worried about is Bamford. But when Antonio gets healthy, I'll put Antonio right back in. And Bamford has been productive, obviously, lately. And Robertson, because Kilman's obviously looks like he's going to hold or at least compete for that spot moving forward and get a serious chance to do so. And my first bench is going to be Tarek Lamptey. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll see what happens. I still got a lot to think about. Where am I at in comments-wise? What do I think of Ziyech? What do you think of Ziyech? Oh, well, first off, Ziyech I think looked really good this week. He looked exactly like the player I was hoping that he would be. So, very positive. I think his underlying stats, though, was a bit... Let me look at his underlying stats real quick. Let me escape. Am I not going to be able to escape? Nope. There we go. Let me get to Ziyech's underlining stats real quick. Just the basic ones for you. Because I think he only had like one shot, if I'm not mistaken, and like one attempted assist. And so it wasn't as much as I would want to see from him. But again, he looked really good. That Chelsea attacks looking really good. They still have a favorable next 2 run of fixtures, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go up. Bring him up. Bring him out. Bring him out. Bring him out. Why am I losing him? There he is. Yeah, so last week, so he only had one shot and one attempted assist and came away with 14 points. So is that sustainable? Is he just getting going? But again, at the end of the day, I think Chelsea look really good moving forward. Really good set of young players. I already have 3 Chelsea players, and Mendy. Like Mendy a lot. He's a great keeper at 5 mil. Mendy, Zuma, and Chilwell. I think if I were you, this is me personally off the top of my head, I'd rather let me see what next week is looking like. Chelsea got Sheffield. I'd rather keep a double or triple defense on Chelsea, because you have triple defense and that's incredibly nerve-wracking and a big gamble. But if it pays off, man, and Sheffield cannot score at all right now, periods, and Chelsea look pretty good, pretty solid defensively. So I think you could do a lot worse than triple Chelsea, which is something I never thought I would say going into the season. Let's see. Americans Talk FPL, what's up? Shout out them. Go follow their stuff. Go check them out. They do FPL content and Champions League content. Incredible stuff this week, both of you. Incredible. What's up, guys? Thanks. Yeah, this is an England Sevens, another rugby jersey. I don't know why I have so many rugby jerseys. I never play rugby, but I was in England one time and I saw this jersey and it was like, what, £5? And I was like, dude, this is too dope, man. I just rock it. Anyway, thank you. Let's see. Next week, everyone will captain Kane and Son. So is there any point using my triple captain on Kane, or is that a bit pointless? I might save it just because both Manchester sides have a double game week in the future. And while they're not playing that well, either of them right now, I think that they still have a very good chance to click moving forward, come in like 10 game weeks time when they have a double game week. And you're right. I mean, triple captaining Kane. I can't see how. Oh, whoop! Went way too high on that one. I can't see anyone captaining Salah this week. The numbers of Kane and Son is going to be ridiculous. Like if you don't captain them and they score, you're not going to see that much of a green arrow. You might even see a red one depending on your rank. But yeah, next week them against West Brom. I'd venture to say they'd both be like them combined might be 40-50% of all FPL captaining them live FPL players. Are you thinking about triple captaining them then? Using your chip? I mean, they're incredibly hot players right now playing against a team that's the exact opposite. But yeah, are you gonna do it? That'd be sweet. Let's see. Caleb's got 53 with James Justin and Ailing to play. There was a week I triple captain Kane for 48. As much as I had from everyone this week. That's a huge triple captain. Dang, 48 points from one player. Woo. Dang. I'm happy. I'd be happy. I haven't had any success with my triple captaincy chip in my short 2-year FPL career. I came away with 6 points last time. So I'd be happy with just like an FPL assist, you know what I mean? 48 points, that's huge. 53 is still a good number this week. I don't know what the average is right now. I haven't checked. I imagine it'd be somewhere in the like mid 40s, maybe low 50 probably. But that's a good week. It's a good week for Caleb. Let's see. American Soccer FPL. Who is your favorite Barcelona youngster not named Ansu Fati? Ooh, well, I'm biased right now with saying Dest, just because as you guys are, I'm American as well, and he looks really good as right back. I feel like right now Coleman's saying camera. Coleman ain't saying camera. Coleman is almost saying, hey, we're going to develop you, make you earn this spot. It's not just be given because you're a high-profile player coming in, blah, blah. So I like Dest a lot, but in all honesty, I think my favorite young player right now is... Oh, man, there's so many good ones. I would like to say Ricky Puig. I think he has been an incredible player. And like when he came off the bench last season, the energy that he brought and the creativity that brought into the squad was second to none. But unfortunately, he's not playing right now. So I think for me, the most impressive youngster that I've seen this season has been Pedri. If you watched the last game, I don't know if you guys watched last game for Barcelona, but he's like the 17-year-old player. And when he came onto the pitch in the second half, He was just, the game switched. He looked incredibly creative. He was making incredible runs with and without the ball. He had some cheeky little passes. I think outside of Ansu Fati and Dest, because I'm biased towards Dest, I would say Pedri has been the most player I'm the young player that I'm most happy about. Of course, because Puig is not playing, and Trincao still looks good. Dude, the youngsters for Barcelona look really good. Anyway, I would even venture to say Araujo looks really good. But yeah, I'm not so happy about Barcelona right now, but Barcelona's future, incredibly pumped about. There are a lot of good young players. Great creativity. Let's see, and they look hungry. Let's see, Van Aanholt played. Could have gotten 2 assists, but they got disallowed. Yeah, so that's encouraging. I know he came away with 0 points, Patrick Van Aanholt. He finally got the start, finally played, and he got a yellow card and like 2 goals given up, so he came away with 0. I didn't get to watch the highlights yet, but yeah, from what I heard, 2 assists that got called back. One because VAR was offsides by like this tiniest bit, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I haven't seen the match. So there's definitely some promise there. I wouldn't be upset about having him in the future. So as far as he goes, good schedule moving forward. Crystal Palace are very shaky right now, but he's probably the best player in terms of FPL on Crystal Palace outside of Zaha. Let's see, did you watch Tottenham match? D Production says, did you watch Tottenham match? I came in way too last 2 days ago on the first attempt. Did you watch Tottenham match? I still don't know if that's a real penalty. English refs are so bad. Oh, you know what's funny is first off, I did watch the match. I watched until Gareth Bale scored, then I had to set up the stream. But in my opinion, well, let me change that. Harry Kane is incredible at seeking contact and turning it to a foul for him, right? So I think it was Lallana that went for that header. He saw Lallana, kind of looked at him and turned into it and took that penalty. Is that what you're talking about, that one? Now, it also looked incredibly close to being outside the box. I'm not going to let that one. But as far as the penalty goes, that's one of those tough ones. Like, it's the same thing in basketball where if you guys watch NBA, if like the 3-pointers get really good at it where they're taking a shot and the guy goes to the side of them and they jump to the side to shoot and they draw the foul, but in no way is anyone jumping to the side to shoot a 3-pointer. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. But they've gotten really good at drawing the foul, and I think that's the same thing as Harry Kane. There was that one, and then we had the Lamptey goal that it looked like it was a foul. It seemed so, but it looked like the ref thought that he got just the tiniest amount of the ball, so they didn't give him the foul. Either way, it's tough being a ref. That's all I'm gonna say. Tough being a ref. Either way, it's one of those. Both of those goals, by the way, on a side note, is like for me watching was one thing, but as the FPL side of me was like, please be a penalty and please don't be a foul, so I can get that Lamptey and that Kane goal. If that didn't happen, I'm seeing a huge swing in points just from those 2 calls itself. But it's tough being a ref. But also, yeah, it's every week it seems like there's some controversy with fouls in it. Anyway, Zaha for James Rodriguez. For me, it depends on how long James Rodriguez is out for. I think if he comes back this week, I like him this week. I like him for the next 4 game weeks. I know a lot of people are going to say United are tough, and they are tough. United are a tough squad, but they're also in 15th place right now. United are. So, which is crazy for me to say. After that, they got Fulham, Leeds, and I couldn't see the last one before it dipped on my screen. But yeah, he's got a good run of fixtures, James Rodriguez. And again, it all depends on his lower region injury and if he can recover for Saturday or not. But that's my opinion. Zaha's a bit frustrating player. He could go 3 or 4 game weeks without scoring, and then he comes away with like 13 points, and you're like, that's the Zaha I know. And he doesn't do anything again for like 4 or 5 game weeks. So if you're going to bring in Zaha, just be prepared for patience, in my opinion. But again, I haven't looked at the stats enough for Zaha to really comment on him and comment on him further. Daff, if Antonio's back, it's an easy switch. If Antonio's back this weekend, I'm getting rid of Bamford. He's out, and I'm bringing in Antonio. Robertson can stay against City. I don't care. Antonio at 6.2 with the schedule he has for the next like 13 game weeks. Incredible. He's already scored against 3 top 6 squads, top 7 squads. Antonio is fantastic. And at 6.2, you're getting an absolute bargain. Very low ownership right now too, so incredible differential. I think he's like 3% owned right now. Let's see. Is James going forward worth it in the long term? I think. Are you talking Reece James or James Rodriguez on the side note? Sorry, I'm assuming you're gonna say James. I'll talk about James real quick. I think James going forward in long term is incredible. It depends on what price you got him to. If he goes up to like 8-1, 8-2, I mean, I'd probably say you'd rather have Pulisic going against, if healthy, Pulisic, of course. Pulisic going up against a better schedule than James has in like 4 game weeks or so. Let me check his schedule. Yeah, so he's got Chelsea, Leicester, Arsenal, Sheffield, and City 5 game weeks in a row. So that's tough. But for me, I would still want one of James or DCL, and it's going to depend on which one I like moving forward. I think I'd probably keep DCL just because at that price range as a striker, I don't think there's much better, especially now that Danny Ings seems to be hurt. But James Rodriguez is a phenomenal player. As long as he's healthy, he's going to do incredible regardless of the squad. He's already done it he's done it with Real Madrid, he's done it with Bayern, so he's not scared of playing bigger competition. He's not going to shy away from it. He has enough talent around him with DCL, with Richarlison, even Digne on the other side at left back. He still has enough talent around him that he could produce. So for me, going forward, I still think he is good for the long term, personally. Fulham, Leeds, and Burnley after United for Rodriguez. Yeah, so as far as the next 4 matches, both James and DCL ain't leaving my squad at all unless they're hurt for a long term. DCL scored today at the end, which was very relieving. I had DCL and Grealish both score in stoppage time. But DCL, again, he didn't look that good today in today's match. But again, he didn't have James, he didn't have Digne, no Richarlison, and those guys are coming back. So I'm not worried about those guys, especially with that schedule moving forward. Fulham, Leeds, and Burnley after United. Count me in, man. Where are we at? So happy I benched Martinez and got Mendy. Oof. Yeah, Kobe, I'm with you. If I had another wild card, I'd probably go with Mendy at this point because I think Martinez might rise in price again and be at like 4.9. And at 4.9 and 5, I'd rather have Mendy right now. I also feel really bad for Matt Ryan owners. I'm really glad I got rid of Matt Ryan and brought in Martinez for this game week, or I would have had a big donut as my keeper, as you can see there. Yeah, I feel bad for Ryan owners. Any Ryan owners, what are you guys gonna do? Are you guys gonna keep him and hope he starts next week, or move on to and use a transfer on a keeper, which sucks. Anyway, let's see. Kufal at 4.5 does look good. Kufal, I want to go look into that more. That West Ham defense looks really good. Obviously, Cresswell is creating a lot of opportunities for his squad, creating a lot of opportunities for them to score. And West Ham have a really good run of fixtures for the next, again, 13 game weeks. My problem is if Antonio comes back, I don't know if I want to double up on West Ham. But yeah, if you're looking for a cheap option at 4.5, I think you could do a lot worse than Kufal move forward. Deep Production says Wolves versus Leicester. What do you think? Who can keep clean sheets in that match? I'd probably say Wolverhampton at this moment. I think Wolverhampton they've led up 1 goal in the last 4 matches, and that was off a set piece to Newcastle, that shot they had. So as far as open play goals, they haven't allowed one in 4 matches. I think they look incredible defensively. They're incredibly well managed, Wolverhampton. I'm a big fan of Nuno, and they seem to be clicking with Kilman in instead of Seiss. I mean, Seiss still looks good, and they're still a good defensive unit with Seiss, but with Kilman, they've, again, 3 clean sheets in 4 matches. Leicester are missing a lot of players, a lot of defenders. If they were healthy, I would say Leicester more. But at the same point, Jamie Vardy can score against anybody. But for me, I would say I like Wolverhampton's defense better than I like Leicester's defense at this moment, considering injuries. How many points do I have done? I'm sitting at my camera. I'm sitting right now at 57, and I'll have 2 points to DCL coming up. I'll have 2 points to Grealish, and I'll have 9 off the bench with Lamptey, so I'll have 13. So I'm sitting at 70 points with Bamford to go. So a great week for me. I'm very blessed this week. Let's see. FPL, American Stock FPL. Thanks. Appreciate it. Larry Cutts. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. If you guys want, like it. That's American Stock FPL says. Thank you for that comment, man. I just try to make I don't know if I try to make it just funny or just enjoyable. It's I just like making content, period. It's just fun, man. I love interacting with you guys. I love streaming more. Yeah, I just love streaming. It's awesome. Americans Talk FPL, great content, great stuff. Did you guys have a good week this week, by the way, Americans Talk FPL? Yeah, how was your guys' game week this week? I haven't checked your squad just yet. I know you're talking about getting rid of, because you had 2 transfers going into this week, right? If I'm not mistaken. And you had Antonio that was hurt. I'm assuming you moved him. Anyway. Let's see. Daff, Sterling captain versus the worst defense in the league. Is Sterling... Whoa, hold up. Are you talking about this week? Game week 8. Oh, Liverpool? Do Liverpool have the most goals given up right now, right? They're in first place. They're at the top of the table and have given up the most goals in the Prem. Something that is usually you hear defense wins championships, or at least that's a saying in America. But that's definitely that's some good banter. I'll leave it at that. And Sterling going up against Sterling versus Trent's going to be a fun match, man. Sterling captain, that'd be a good differential too. Because you're thinking if anyone scores in that match, I don't want to say they're coming away with 3 bonus points, but that's a good shout, man. With everyone captaining Kane and Son, if Sterling Halls versus those 2, you're going to see a nice green arrow. Nice. Kobe feels bad for some of my friends because they triple captain Rashford. That's rough. Dang. I'm surprised that they went for the triple captaincy chip on Rashford. I know he's been playing well in all competitions, but I don't know if I would have even captained him this week against Arsenal. I heard, so Rashford's not scared to score against anybody, but I heard that he hasn't scored against Arsenal since his first game against them a few years ago. From what I saw on the that's at least what the American commentators are saying today. But that's a brave call. Not only to captain him, but to triple captain him with Kane and Salah having good schedule this week. Whoa. Dang. Daff, I'm looking at using the chip because I think it's the gut chip. Got 6 points last time as well. I don't know if there's never a right time to use the Chris Brown, by the way. I think that's the first time I've ever brought up Chris Brown on this stream. Anyway, yeah, triple captain. At the end of the day, it's going to be when, if you feel it's right and you think someone's going to haul, you got to throw that triple captaincy chip on them. But I'm just too scared. I think I talked about this in my last stream. I'm just too scared to hit that triple captain. You know what I mean? I'm too scared to hit bench boost. I'm too scared to hit wild card. They just get me nervous, man. I'm just, yeah. Like last season, I had Salah playing in the double game week, and it was against a very favorable schedule, and I was still too scared to hit that triple captaincy chip. I'm just, and he was on fire at the moment. If that's the case, I would be more than cheering for Kane for you. Oh man, triple captaining Kane against the West Brom squad is, at this moment, it looks like a pretty good option. Pretty good option. Thoughts on Ward-Prowse at 5'8"? He's on penalties, right? He scored 2 today. Was it 2 penalties today? I have to double check that. That game was on at 4 o'clock in the morning and wasn't on American TV, so I didn't have a chance to watch it. I just got to see the final score. Oh no, it wasn't a penalty. He just scored 2 goals. That's huge. I mean, at 5.8, I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other people around that price. You have, Diogo Jota, but he doesn't play enough for me to warrant that. Phil Foden's 0.7 more. I don't like Barkley as much as I thought that I was going to. Podence looks pretty good at 5.5. And for me, it would go down to, is Danny Ings going to be healthy? Because if Danny Ings is there, it makes me like Ward-Prowse a lot more. But I don't know if, for me personally, I don't think I would go for Ward-Prowse, even with his 2-goal performance today. I'm really nervous about that Danny Ings injury. I didn't get a chance to see it yet, but I'm hearing it's knee related. And that's never a good thing, right? But even if he's only out for a few game weeks, I would still be nervous about their creativity going forward. Solid game week. Yeah, beautiful game week. Sometimes I'm just blessed, you know what I mean? I feel like I got a bit lucky too, because Grealish and DCL both had stoppage time goals, which gave them bonus points. and Kane and Lamptey had Kane's penalty. You're going to hear people, I don't know if it was a penalty or not, but it could have been called not a penalty. Then he had Lamptey, who could have been called a foul before he had a shot off. And so I could have seen a huge swing in points this week. So I'm very blessed this week. Do I bring in Bellerin for Trent? I'm thinking about doing that. I don't know if I would do it. I haven't checked Arsenal's statistics too much and Arsenal's schedule moving forward. I could do that right now. Might as well, right? I honestly, from what I've seen with Arsenal, mosquito hanging around here. Let me see. From what I've seen with Arsenal, they look really good as a defensive unit. They allowed no goals to United this week. Was that 1 goal to Leicester last week in the dying minutes with Vardy coming off? They had 1 goal against City. So, I mean, lately they've been playing very well defensively. Arteta has them well trained. They got Villa coming up. They got Leeds, Wolverhampton, Tottenham, Burnley, Southampton. So, a decent run of fixtures moving forward. And at $5 million, you could save like 2.4 mil for Trent. So, I don't know. I feel like it's still a bit too early to, I don't know. That's a move I'm definitely looking at myself, bringing in an Arsenal defender, because they look pretty good defensively. And it's not going to be David Luiz. And Tierney needs a haircut too, by the way. Tierney's got that old school hair where, like, I don't know. It looks like something off of Fantastic Beasts would have. Let's see. Or Harry Potter or something. Deep production. How many points do I have in total so far this season? Not that much. I could check right now, but I feel like I'm too embarrassed to check it. 300 points. 305 points. I don't know if that's before today's game or after today's game. But right now I'm at 305. 305 with Bamford to go. I don't know if it's calculated my other games yet, but I'm not off to a good start. But I'm seeing about a 1 million rank rise right now, so let's see if this gets things rolling for me in the future. No, American Soccer FPL. I did pretty good. Yeah, I used 1 transfer to get Bamford. Yeah, you brought in. I saw that me and you have the same problem with Antonio being hurt. I didn't know who you were going to bring in, but you brought in Bamford. Nice call. Or not. I don't know if it's a nice call or not, but I think right now I'm in the top 100K. Whoa. Top 100K with Bamford and Dallas left. Whoa. That is huge. Dang. Yeah, that's 2 good game weeks in a row. I almost said a whoa, right? In a row, because was it last week or the week before you had 97 points? So that's at least 2 of your last 3 game weeks that were just incredible. Dang. I'm jealous, man. Incredible week. Why'd you go Bamford? I was debating for like 15 hours who I wanted to bring in as an extra striker. I wanted to bring in Shea Adams, but I didn't like his finishing enough to bring him in. And then I was thinking, who else was I thinking? I almost brought in Mitrovic just as like a random wild card kind of a player. Just a super Top Gun kind of a move. I almost brought in Mitrovic, but I ended up going Bamford. But I don't. They're just, yeah. I'm just upset that Antonio's hurt. Let's see. Alex says Kobe's got 71 points. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. That's huge, man. That's awesome. Alex says Seiss bench for me and Hamas didn't play with no bench players. Hope Ings isn't injured now too. So you have Ings, Hamas, and Seiss. I don't even know where I would begin to make a move. Obviously, I hope Ings isn't injured. I don't have him in my squad, but I love Danny Ings as a player. I hope he's not injured for long, man. When did they say we'll find out? Is it going to be tomorrow? Why is my hair all messed up in this? They say we find out tomorrow. Let's see. Seiss is going to be annoying for these next few matches. Because for me, I don't think Kilman, from my experience playing sports, I don't think Kilman has won over. Camera's about to go off. I don't think Kilman's won over that starting gig yet, but I think he's done enough to have him be in favor of that spot. I think it's all leaning towards him. Camera. This is my speculation, but I don't think that they're just going to throw Seiss on the bench and say, hey, thank you for everything you've done for these past couple of years. You've been a really good defender for us, but bye. You know what I mean? So I think there's still going to be a solid competition between those two, and Kilman could end up winning. I think he has the favored hand at the moment. But if I had Seiss, man, at 5.3 mil, I don't know if it's worth it having someone who may or may not play, especially considering His next fixture is Leicester, Southampton. Then he's got Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, Chelsea, Tottenham, United. So if I had Seiss, regardless if he gets the job back or not, I think he's off my squad, personally. Even if he comes back and starts next week, I don't think it's worth having for that incredibly tough run of fixtures at that price. Let's see. Yeah, that's rough. No bench players coming up either. Dang. This could be a game week that you're... Oh, that's rough, man. Let's see. Will Kane get bonus points? I don't think so. I'll check right now. I think he came off bonus points after that Bale goal. Yeah, so it's gonna be Bale with 3, Lamptey with 2, and yeah, Reguilon dropped off. It'd be Gropper 22 for 1. Bale should have had that second one too. You see that one that kind of fell to him back post, and he just couldn't put it away, hit the post. It kind of got tangled under his feet. Thought he was gonna come away with a brace. Let's see. Yeah, so he doesn't look like he's gonna come away with any points, bonus points. I put Seiss as captain. Serious? No, you didn't put Seiss as triple captain. I feel like you're playing with me again. No way. Did you really? Well, who would your vice captain be then? Because obviously Seiss isn't getting any playing time. And I don't know if controller player always out here trying to pull my leg in it. But if you did, who was your vice captain in that sense? Deep production. Ward-Prowse scored 2 free kicks. Oh, it was free kicks? Dang, I really got to watch the highlights. These streams really take away from my time to watch the highlights. Anyway, in a good way, I'll watch it after this match. Should I just watch it right now on my own phone, not on the stream, so I don't get in trouble? Almost same distance and same place in the net. Dude is incredible. As far as free kicks go, I think he did the same thing last season, right? Where he had a couple that were just incredible free kicks, looked nice. But that's the thing for me is I don't know if he's gonna score many from open play. That's my concern. But quality on the ball, man. Quality on the free kicks. Should I triple captain Son? I was talking about this earlier with Daff, if he's still on the stream, FPL Swan. There's going to be probably like half of FPL that are live players are going to be captaining one of either Son or Kane, unless they want to be like a top gun and be maverick about it. So if you want to really push yourself forward, or if you think Son's really going to score this week, I mean, why not? He's been on incredible form this week. I think his only blanks, if it means anything, his only blanks he had this season were at home, and he's playing away. If that means anything, if you're into that kind of stuff, his away games this season, he's gotten 24, 18, so that's 42 points, 42 plus 11, so he's got 53 points, 53 divided by 3, so what was that, 17 points per match on away games. If he does that again, man, that's a great triple captaincy chip. But I don't know. It's too early for me. Like I said, I'm too scared to ever say hit that triple captaincy chip. I'm kind of the person that unless my roommate comes in and hits that triple captaincy chip for me, or it's like the last game of the year and I have to use it or I lose it, I'm not going to play a triple captaincy chip. I'm just too nervous, man. I feel like I have a lot of guts and a lot of things in this world, but triple captaincy chip and wildcard is definitely one of my weaker moments. Where we at? I hope that's not my stream that's loading up. Oh, that's my phone. Am I lagging? I don't know. I never know if it's my phone or if it's my... and I should be good. I think it's my phone. If it's not my phone, let me know and I'll fix my stream. I don't know. Again, my phone that I'm like looking at is look like it's loading, but I never know. Let me go out, refresh, put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. Let's see. Hi, Don. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Ali, how you doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. It's been a good weekend here. We had Halloween yesterday, and in order to trick or treat in a social distance kind of way, my dad built I went to my dad's and he had a like this catapult that he built at work, and he launched candy from the truck, from like a steak bed truck that he has from his warehouse. And then we're just launching candy to kids. It was hilarious from a catapult. So yeah, my weekend's pretty good. How was yours? Alex, I moved Robbo to Zuma and Potence to Ziyech. But you already made your moves. All right. Moved Robbo to Zuma and Potence to Ziyech, but got Ings, Seiss, and Hamas. Don't know what to do. Might have to take some minuses. Oh, man. Yeah, that's rough. It all depends on when Hamas returns from his lower body injury. Seiss is going to be a tough one. Do you have any players on your bench that could come in and play? Because Seiss is a tough one moving forward. If it were me, if I was looking at that, Seiss would be one to go. But I don't like taking -4s for a defender because they would need a clean sheet to return for you. And a clean sheet's so tough to come away with. Even if they get an assist and give up a goal, they can only come away, like, they might come away with like 5 points, and that wouldn't be worth it. So I don't know if I would take a -4 to get rid of a defender. As far as Ings goes, that's a tough one. I don't envy your decision these next couple of days. That's going to be tough. I would definitely say wait it out and wait to hear what the Ings injury is, what the news is. Same with James Rodriguez. As far as Seiss, just if it were me, I would just let someone come off the bench and play. Ali, I got 2 free transfers this week. Looking to take out Sterling and Semedo for Ziyech and Kufal. Whoa. I don't know, man. I kind of like both of those players in Sterling and Semedo. I mean, Semedo's not going to get you the most. I feel like they're better defenders. You could get better defenders for a little bit of cheaper of a price than Semedo. But I don't know if I like taking out Sterling. It's good. You could bring out like Semedo for Kufal and have an extra mil in the bank. But I kind of like Sterling and Semedo over Ziyech and Kufal personally. Sterling is just one of those players who can bag a brace any given weekend. Of course, he can have a few blanks in a row, but yeah. But at the same time, the City defense or the City attack is struggling. So I don't know. Just on paper, on first sight, without really doing some research on it, I think I'd rather just move out Semedo for Kufal and save that mil. But yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Bryce, what's my overall points? I think it's at 305 going into this game. I don't know if it's updated since. I had Kane and Son and Lamptey to play today. Lamptey came away with 9. So right now, I think before the match, it was at 305. Or before today's games, it was at 305. 8675305. For anyone who remembers that jam. Or at least heard that song. I remember that jam. I ain't that old, I guess. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm a sub. Show my team for next week. Cool. Pick team. No doubt. This is my squad for next week. Let me see if I should make any moves. Yeah, I'm gonna bring Lamptey off the bench. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring out Kilman because he's going up against no Vardy, no party. I think it'll be something like this. Obviously, if James is hurt, then I'll bring in Kilman. I could switch out Kilman, but I like Chilwell against Southampton, against Sheffield. Robertson versus City is definitely worrying. I'm definitely considering dropping Robbo at this moment and saving about 2 mil and being able to upgrade someone else. But as far as everyone else, I like my schedule going into this game week. But that's going to be my squad for this week. I'm definitely not going to... I don't think I'm going to captain Salah against Man City. I'd rather go for Neville Longbottom and Mr. Harry Kane. That's going to be my squad right there. Vice captaincy chip on Human Son. So that's my squad for next week. My transfer right now plan is getting rid of Robbo somehow, and again dropping him down and to save 2 mil somewhere. I could drop down to maybe a West Ham defender. I like West Ham's defense and their schedule moving forward. Maybe I could bring in an Arsenal defender. Or I just keep Robbo and roll a free transfer till next week because that's when I'm going to want to drop Son. Because right now, if I drop Robbo and bring in, like, I don't know, off the top of my head, Bellerin or Kufal, Cresswell, something like that, I could be able to have the funds to upgrade Son to KDB. I can upgrade Jack Grealish to Pulisic, or I could upgrade Bamford to Pulisic and kind of pull that two transfer move. Or, that's tough, yeah. So that's what I'm kind of thinking about doing. My only problem is, I like my squad right now. I don't know if there's anything I would change other than the fact that Robbo's too pricey for me at this moment. So this is what I'm going into as of right now. But again, we'll see what happens going into next week. I don't necessarily like Bamford moving forward. If Antonio gets healthy, it's an easy switch for me to bring Antonio back. But... oh, camera. I might just go into international break with 2 free transfers and just hope Robbo can come away with an assist against City. Where am I at with comments? I'm at Tom Pierce. Tom Pierce says, still happy with my Kane captaincy pick. 65 points with James Justin to go. Yeah, I mean, if you can, in my opinion, if you come away with an attacking return from a captaincy pick, you can't complain too much. You know what I mean? I know, of course, we want to always pick the highest scoring player in the most ideal world. But in my opinion, as long as my guy scores or gets a clean sheet, if I captain defender for some reason, I'm happy. You know, Kane still came away with 6 points, so he came away with 12 after the captaincy chip. So at the end of the day, I think that's still a good captaincy choice. I don't think anyone is going to captain Ward-Prowse or anyone's going to captain Jack Grealish, really. Of course, there's going to be the few out there that do, but I don't necessarily see it happening all that often. Where we at? Let's see. Tom Pierce, double game week for triple captain. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do too. You have both Manchester squads already have a double game week in the future, and so I think it's still good for them. Or I still think I'd rather have it on like KDB for that double game week, or even like I don't know about Riyad Mahrez anymore, but I think I'd rather save it for like a Bruno Fernandes or a KDB for that double game week triple captaincy chip. That is, yeah. Like okay, good, we're good. Yeah, let me know if it lags or anything like that. I'll have my Wi-Fi plugged back in. No bench players, messed my bench up so bad in the wild card. Oh, that's rough, man. You know what's funny is, for the most part, I only like having one or two playing defenders and just go super cheap on that last one. But for some reason for my wild card this time, I try to switch it up and have 3 at least playing people, or playing assets. I'm kind of happy I did. It is nice comfort to know that at any moment I could have 3 guys come off the bench, but that's rough, man. I don't think you're alone in that one. I think there are a lot of injuries to a lot of big players right now. I don't think you're alone in having no bench players, because James is hurt. Pulisic went down last minute. Seiss didn't play. Who else were some big ones that didn't play? Why am I blanking? Castagna's out. Antonio's out. Yeah, a lot of people still have Van Dijk, I'm assuming. Let's see. I still got my -8. I still have got -18 for my first game week. Hey. Was it you that had that -20 game week and it all paid off? Was that you? That was incredible. Someone on the stream, I forgot who it was. I'm blanking right now. But on my Thursday stream, they were like, hey, I took a -20, and I'm such a fan of people taking chances and taking risks, just in life in general and stuff. And it was nice to see that 20 hit pay. He came back on Sunday, and that 20 hit performance paid off. He brought in like Son and Kane for those two for -8, and that was the week they both had like 30 points combined. I'll just wait till pressures. Yeah, I think pressures are going to be super important this week with Danny Ings out, with James out. It's a lot is going to be riding on those pressers for me included. Because if James is out again this week, I don't know. I'll probably still hold on to him. If he's out, I'd only drop Rodriguez if he's going to be out for like 2 or 3 game weeks in a row. Let's see. It paid off for me. I'm glad he didn't play this week, because I had Tarek Lamptey coming off the bench for me. So thank you, James Rodriguez, for injuring your manhood. No, let's wait to pressures. People who have injured players, remember the international break in after next week. A lot of players may be back after that. That's true. Like I think I heard rumors that Antonio was going to be out for 4 weeks. But at the press conferences, they just said that he wasn't going to play on Saturday. They didn't bring in any extra information. So I think that Antonio has a good possibility of coming back after international break, having that he'd then have 3 weeks to rest his hamstring. But yeah, after this game week, you're going to have a 2-week break for international duty. And so I wouldn't necessarily drop someone if they are injured for 1 game week. Like if James Rodriguez is out for this week, and he would still have 2 more game weeks to recover, so he could easily be back for that 3 great fixtures in a row they have. Yeah, something to definitely take into consideration, that we have international break after this game week 8, after game week 8. I think I'll take Mendy in and Martinez fixtures. I think I'll take Mendy in when Martinez fixtures get rough. Alex. That was Alex's comment to Kobe. I like Mendy a lot. I think he's a great pick. I always like having as many players from top 6 squads, of course, going forward. They're just the most reliable to me. Obviously, you can't have KDB and Bruno and Salah and Mane and Kane and Son and everybody. But I think I like Mendy, man. I think he's an incredible keeper. He's especially now that Thiago Silva looks like he's getting into the swing of things here. Zuma looks really good. Chelsea look good defensively. Did not think I was going to say that 8 game weeks in. Also, I just realized I put so much time into planning out my game week 1 squad, as many people did, and I just realized that I only have one player in my squad that I had in game week 1. Mo Salah. That's it. Every other person in my squad was transferred in on wild card or transferred in. That's it. Everybody else is gone. I did some major sweeping. I guess I had Son game week 1, but I dropped him and brought him back. So if you count that, I had Salah and Son, but I didn't have Son for the long part. Where we at? Let's see. Who you pick from West Ham? Who you pick for West Ham for next week against West Brom? West Brom play Tottenham, right? And West Ham play Arsenal. No, what? Not Arsenal. Why am I looking at that? Who do West Ham play next week? West Ham play Fulham. So from West Ham, I think there are a lot of good options. First one I would look at personally would be Cresswell, because I think Antonio is hurt. I think Antonio is going to be hurt for next week. If Antonio isn't hurt, he'd be the first name I would look at in all of FPL, to be completely honest, at 6.2. I think Cresswell is a good option. He might be a bit overpriced, but anyone from that West Ham defense I think looks good. I think you could even go like Bowen maybe. So there are good options on West Ham, and they have a really good run of fixtures for like 13 game weeks. But for me, it would all come down to a cheap defender of West Ham and Antonio, if healthy. Where we at? Kufal over Semedo for me. Yeah, I think so. I like Semedo a lot, personally, as obviously a Barcelona fan. But I just don't think that 5.5 price range warrants it with how tough his schedule is going forward. He's got to face like all 6 top 6 squads in the next 8 game weeks or something wild like that. But I'm kind of with you. I'd rather save that mill and go somewhere else. And Kufal looks good. I mean, that defense looks pretty good, man. Fixtures do look better for West Ham. They've done well against good teams. I think a lot of people, when that first schedule first came out, a lot of people were saying West Ham are going to be lucky if they get 1 point in the first 6 game weeks. And they have handled their own. They have done well, man. Shout out to West Ham. For all the for how wild it's been to be a West Ham supporter from what I've seen, they have balled out in the first 6-7 game weeks. Shout out them one time. Good teams. Kufal is on 3 returns out of 4 game weeks. Yeah, Kufal at 4.5 is definitely on my radar. I might even think about switching out Robertson for Kufal. I know I talked about it on my last video that I feel like my defense is like leg day. It's super important, and I always want to skip it. And I feel like I'm going to skip it again and drop Robertson down and go super cheap to Kufal. But he looks good, man, and it would save me like 2.5. I'd have about $3 million in the bank if I did that switch. And that would give me a lot of money to upgrade my attackers. Where we at? Harvey Barnes or Jimenez out. That's what Arlo33 says. I don't know. What do you guys think? Harvey Barnes or Jimenez? Who do you drop? For me personally, normally I would say a Jimenez switch to Danny Ings would be nice. But Danny Ings, it looks like he's going to be he's hurt, so we'll see how long he's out for. Jimenez has a really tough run of fixtures coming up. So I don't know if I would like him moving forward, and they can't really... Well, they did look better attacking this weekend than they did these first 6 game weeks, and they are notoriously known for getting better and better as the season goes along. I don't know, man. That's tough. I'd have to really break that one down. I think Harvey Barnes is like 6.9 mil right now, right? You could do a lot of money with that 8.5 if you drop out Jimenez and switch out for like a cheaper striker. Maybe like Bamford or even Wilson from Newcastle. You can bring in DCL if you don't have them. There's a lot of good options at striker that you could drop down to and save money and go somewhere else. Let me see who they play this week, actually, before I really, really decide. Oh, they play each other. Great. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll leave that one in the comments. I haven't done enough research. I had Harvey Barnes. I was on the Harvey Barnes train for like... Yeah. I was on the Harvey Barnes train for like 4 game weeks. He looked really good those first 2. He had 10 shots in the box over the first 2 game weeks. And he looked dangerous against City in the third. And then from there on, he kind of just fizzled out, and he hasn't looked as good as I was hoping that he would look. But we'll see what happens. It's tough, man. Leicester a depleted squad right now. They're really hurt. And so I don't know who I would go for out of those two. I'll leave that one in the comment section. Or I'll have a... If you come back, I'll be live streaming again this... do we have another early deadline? I know I keep scrolling down on this. I'll get another one. Yeah, we have another early deadline this week. So... On Thursday, I'll have another live stream, and I'll get a better answer for you on that one if you're willing to wait till Thursday, that is. Also, side note, do you guys like the fact that they have the game spread out on like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday kind of a thing? Or you miss like the Saturday blitz where you have like 5 games going at one time? I don't know. I don't know what I like better. I kind of like the fact that I can watch as many games as possible, but there's also that thrill of having like 7 of your guys going in one time slot. Or having 2 and seeing everyone else score. Let's see. You think Tottenham will keep up the dub? I don't know, man. It's funny because as far as FPL goes, Harry Kane and Son have looked phenomenal. But outside, and actually, I think they're second in the table right now, right? If I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that real quick. Because part of me says Tottenham look really good, but then West Ham came back against them. Brighton almost stole a point today. But they are in second place right now. Ooh, that's tough. If they bring in Alex Morgan, I think for sure they can. But let me look at their schedule moving forward. Because I think they have, City next, Chelsea, Arsenal, Crystal Palace. The next few games, they have City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Leicester, Wolverhampton. So they have a very tough run of fixtures. They look good. They look great to start the season off. But I don't know. I think they're gonna finish top 4 this year. I think they've caught into the system that Jose brings, and with Gareth Bale starting to get in the form, let's see what he could bring to the squad. They look pretty good defensively, even though they keep giving up like one cheeky goal a game or 3 to West Ham. But I don't know. That's tough. Because again, you I watched their matches, and Brighton looked better for a long time for a long period of the game. After that Harry Kane goal, Brighton was like really threatening Tottenham. So I don't know if Tottenham can keep it up, but I like what I've seen so far. And at the end of the day, how wild this Premier League season has been, I can't see why Tottenham can't keep running or can't keep their top 4 position. Why am I struggling to talk right now? They got Europa, and they had a lot of games too, so they had a lot. They didn't have much rest in between matches. They got Europa. Mourinho might want Tottenham to win that as their first cup. Yeah, first cup in a long time, huh? I think they have enough depth, though, that they can kind of contend in Europa for quite some time. They don't have to worry about... They can put all their attack or all their pressure into the Premier League. Because they have a really tough run of fixtures for these next 6-7 game weeks. And they can put all their focus on that. I know they did lose their Europa match this weekend, or this midweek. Like 1-0, I think it was a defeat. But I think they have enough depth on the squad that they can kind of squeeze through those preliminary stages and then get going and want to win that Europa. But for right now, I think their concentration would be on the Prem and trying to get in that Champions League next season. Greachy also says, welcome to the stream, Greachy, good to see you. I got Werner captain, was happy about Pulisic injury. Yeah, he wasn't starting at the beginning, huh? And then Pulisic got injured pre-match, and Werner came in and scored a goal. And I think he came away with the bonus point too. The captaincy paid off. Incredible pick. Incredibly Top Gun pick there. Also, I'm very sad about that Pulisic injury. Very sad. I almost took a -4 to bring him in. I feel like I'm not alone in that. But, man, tough. I want to see Pulisic healthy. I want to see that Chelsea front line healthy. But great call on that Werner captaincy pick. Alex, I was going to go for... am I behind? Yeah, I'm way behind on comments. I'll pick up. Let's see. I was going to go for 4 at the back, but decided to downgrade Robbo and bring in Ziyech. And triple Chelsea can go either way. You ain't lying, man. Triple Chelsea will either get you an incredible reward like this week, or they could lose, or they could tie 3-3 to West Brom. You never know with Chelsea. But Ziyech's pick paid off, man. Big time. Great pick. Shout out to Alex one time. Am I looking at any Chelsea assets? Absolutely. I only have one at the moment with Chilwell. I think they still have like 2. Let me check their fixtures out real quick. They have Sheffield, Newcastle, Tottenham, The Leeds, Everton, and Wolves. So they have a decent run of fixtures moving forward. Let's go back to my points for this week. Is it updated? Sweet. And I got Lamptey with 2 bonus points. All right, cool. So I think I'm definitely looking at Chelsea assets. It's just who am I going to bring? I still think Werner is too expensive to bring into my squad at this moment. And I still like Harry Kane. I might keep Harry Kane for quite some time. I'm thinking about Pulisic depending on if he's healthy or not. Ziyech, in order it would probably be, because I don't want to use a transfer to bring in Mendy, so it would be Pulisic, Ziyech, Zuma, because I think Reece James is too much of a rotation risk. Havertz and Werner, just because again there's a lot of good options for that striker position, and I just think Werner's too overpriced at the moment. But if he starts going off and Harry Kane's got that tough run of fixtures, I could easily swap in. But Chelsea definitely have my eye right now, especially that man by the name of Christian Pulisic. Alex, think Pulisic will be back next week? Not sure though. On 50 points, oh yeah, Alex got 50 points. That's a good week. Anytime you get 50 for me is a good week. Pulisic, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with Pulisic. I haven't heard any news about it. I've heard like it was a tweak. It looked like it was an ankle, but then it was apparently his hamstring. So I have no idea what's happening with that. Caleb, what's up, Caleb? My total points right now is I have 61. I got 9 off the bench with Lamptey, so I'm at 70 points with Bamford to play. This game week, I'm having a really good week. I'm not going to lie. I'm very blessed this week. 70 points with Bamford to play, so hopefully Bamford can come away with at least 2 points, not get a yellow card in that match. Even if he comes away with 2 points, I'll still come away with 72, and for me, that would be a great week for me. But of course, I would like Bamford to score. Where are we at? Great, you might take him out since he's not stable. I think you're talking to Alex on that one. Mr. Enigma, what's up? Welcome to the stream, Mr. Enigma. Long time homie on that one. No worries. So no worries if you're late. What does Drake say? Drake said in a song, sorry if I'm late. Better late than never, but never late is better. Yeah, old school Drake stuff. Can never go wrong with old school Drake, I guess. Grealish with a clutch. Yeah, did he have an assist too? He had an assist and a goal in stoppage time. I woke up because that game was at 4 o'clock in the morning California time. Even with daylight savings, that was too early for me. And I woke up and I woke up at like 4:30 just to check the match. And I was like, nah, I'm not watching this. It was like 0-0 or whatever, and went back to bed. I wake up and I saw a bunch of tweets. They were like, what do I do with Grealish? Is it time to sell Grealish? And then I like refreshed to like the top of my feed, and everyone's like, Grealish is the best. He saved my game week, 15 points. Yeah, Grealish was huge in this match, man. This guy is incredible. I'm a big fan of Jack Grealish. Now that he has Ollie Watkins. Also, Ollie Watkins being on penalties is huge. 5.9 mil striker. That's another one I was looking at, but I didn't want to triple up on Villa. But yeah, Grealish was huge this game week with 15 points. Shout out to anyone who captained him. Where are we at? Mr. Enigma, I have a big question for you. Chronic versus 2001. Ooh. I think, you know what's funny? Is I was looking at these two albums the other day, and I was trying to decide which one I like better. I think it was after one of our streams, and I went and listened to both of them, trying to decide which one I like better. And off the top of my head, I think I went with the Chronic. I think Chronic for me is a better album. I would have to fact check that and make sure I'm getting the right songs on the right album. I've heard them so many times lumped together. I'm not exactly sure which ones are on which album. But for me, I think Chronic at the moment would be it. I would like to go, if I wasn't so behind on comments, I would go and look at that to make sure that's the case. But yeah, Chronic goes hard, man. How many points I get? Yeah, so I ended up with 70 points with Bamford to play. I think I just talked about that, yeah. Catch up on comments because I'm way behind. Oh my gosh. Tom Pierce, I don't like having keepers from big clubs. Waste of position. That's true. Waste of position in my opinion, as they won't get as many save points. And you want players with a higher point potential from those teams. That's a good point. Like, would you rather have Chilwell or, like, if you were to triple up on Chelsea? Yeah, you got a good point. I'd rather have Chilwell than Mendy because they'll both give you the clean sheet points, but Chilwell can come away with the attacking return as well, and probably the bonus points because you're right, they don't shoot as much. That's a good point. So maybe Martinez is the way to go still over Mendy, even with this donut today. My camera. That's a good call. Because I don't like having Allison for that reason to triple up on Liverpool, and I don't like having Ederson because I don't want to triple up on City using a keeper in case they start getting hot. That's a good point. And I don't want to triple up on De Gea because, let's see. Kobe, I had to listen to some Outcasts to take a -20 hit. Yeah, I think in my streams I've been listening to Rihanna a lot right before I make that transfer decision. And this week I decided to switch it up and listen to Outcast before I made my final transfers and my final captaincy pick. And right now I got my captaincy pick right. I put Lamptey on first on the bench. So maybe Outcast is the way to go. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what song I was listening to, but it was the 20th birthday of Stankonia. And so I was probably listening to like Spaghetti Junction or B.O.B. or something. But I think from now on, Outcast, knock on wood, is the way to go if you're making a transfer pick and you want it to pay off. Just listen to some Outcast, man. You can never go wrong with some 3 stacks. And that -20 paid off for you, so yeah, man, listen to Outcast. It pays off. Let's see. What's the best... For any Outcast fans, what's your favorite Outcast song, by the way? I'm super interested to hear what that would be. There's way too many hits for me to boil it down to number 1, but I'm super interested to see what you guys think. Or top 3. Anyway, Fallout 4.5 is better than if Cresswell is playing at left center back. Yeah, I saw they're playing a 5-man back line, and Cresswell wasn't getting as far forward as I was hoping this last match. But yeah, I like Fallout 4.5. I really like him. I need to research more into that. I never thought about looking at the West Ham defense outside of Cresswell until this game week. And so I'm going to have to look more into that for Thursday's stream so I can give a better look. But Fallout 4.5 is looking like a great pick. Mr. Enigma, thanks for the comment there, Stefanos. Oh, did I say your name right? I hope I did. Mr. Enigma, who shall I replace Danny Ings with? I've got DCL, Ings, and Kane up front at the moment. I knew this question was going to come. Let's see. DCL, Ings, and Kane up front and 2.4 mil in the bank. Ooh. If Danny Ings is out, I mean, the easy switch if you just want to go to Jimenez, he's the same price, but for me, I don't think I would do that. I might go, if I were you, I would either save a transfer and bring in like Pulisic for your midfield, bring in like Brewster as your third striker, and bring in like a Pulisic for your midfield spot. I don't know, maybe Mahrez, if you're feeling brave. You got Ziyech, Havertz. So those are good options at like 8-ish mil in the midfield. Or you could downgrade Ings to, let's say, Antonio if he's healthy, Bamford, Wilson, Shea Adams as a replacement for, like a literal replacement for Danny Ings, and use that extra 2 mil to upgrade your midfield or even upgrade your defense. And then you would have 4.4 mil in the bank, and that could do a lot of work in your midfield. But that's what I would think about doing right off the bat without seeing your team and not looking too much into it right now. Let's see. No worries, Arlo. Anytime. Let's see. Viren says, thoughts on Trent. Trent could have came away with an attacking return in the last 3 game weeks. He had 3 weeks ago, he had a shot that was saved by Ramsdale off a free kick. That was a great free kick. He had a corner that same match that had another great save off a header that was, I forgot who headed it, but he had another good save, Ramsdale, in that game, so Trent could have had a goal and an assist in that game. Trent, last week, had an assist to Mo Salah. They got called back. Trent looked really good midweek. He looked better this week. But in my opinion, for 7.4, if you're not going to keep clean sheets, I don't think it's worth it. I think you could do a lot better. Like, if you want to drop down to, like, let's say you have Chilwell. Let's pretend Alex Telles comes in and he just starts playing well. Reguilon. I think those guys are worth, or even Cresswell. I think those guys are worth using the $2 million you save from dropping down from Trent into your midfield or into your attack. You know what I mean? Because I don't see those clean sheets coming for Liverpool anytime soon. Even though they do have a decent schedule moving forward, they got City up next, Leicester, Brighton. It's hard for me to see a clean sheet with this defense they have right now without Van Dijk. It's just not as solid. Even before Van Dijk got hurt, a lot of people were questioning it. But for me, I got rid of Trent. I just don't think I got rid of Trent for Ramos, so it's kind of a sideways move. But I don't know if it's worth it for that extra 2 mil. Even if you drop down to Digne for, I don't know. Yeah, even if you go down like Digne or something, it's just tough for me to spend 7.4 on a player who's not going to get clean sheets. For me personally. But again, he could come away with goals and assists. But for me, I would move on. And it's something that's incredibly hard to do. It's incredibly hard to say goodbye. Chris Brown said that. But it's never the right time to say goodbye. But we got to go our separate ways. Yeah, Chris Brown. Sometimes Chris Brown, man, gotta listen to the artist. What I may do is put Kufal in for. That's my thoughts. Hopefully that helps. What I may do is Kufal in for Semedo, then use the money if Hamas is out for this week. Downgrade him. Well, got to reread it. Sorry. Kufal in for Semedo. I like that. Then use the money if Rodriguez is out. Downgrade him for Zaha or any replacements you can suggest. I'm assuming you have Jack Grealish already. Jack Grealish looks good. He has a good run of fixtures. Zaha does look good, but again, if you're getting Zaha, you're gonna have to know that there are gonna be a few game weeks in a row where it almost seems like he's not gonna score. You might get a little frustrated with him, but then he'll have a performance. He'll score 13 points. Let's think. I don't know that around that price. I'll look at it real quick. I mean, you could go for one of the Chelsea assets. They'd be about the same price as Hamas is right now. Let me go to midfielders real quick. Around max price, 7.9? Let's go by price. I don't know if I like Greenwood going forward. Maybe you could take a punt on Madison if you're really feeling dangerous. Whoa, what the heck just happened? Yeah, I don't know, man. Zaha would be the best option at that price, probably. I'd have to do more research into that tax bracket for me to really suggest anyone else. Zaha's just he has a great run of fix. He still has a lot of money trees ahead of him. You could even go for Diogo Jota, see if he can earn some more playing time. He just deserves more playing time at this moment. I don't know, that's tough. Zaha would just be the easiest one to make, I would guess. Unless you had enough money to upgrade to a Chelsea midfielder, maybe. But, I don't know, off the top of my head, that's where I would go. And I do like that. I like Kufal in. Alex says, oh my gosh, I'm reading best case Ings is MCL 6 weeks out, worst case ACL. Oh. I hope not. I hope he's not out for that long. I haven't seen the injury yet. I haven't had enough time to really read into it, but I hope he's not out for that long. I mean, he's such a good player, and he's literally the only thing holding him back is his injuries. He's balling out in a Southampton squad. He's doing incredibly well for a season and a half now. Fantastic player. I hope he's not injured, man. I hope he's not injured. So I'm gonna let's see what happens. Let's see what the diagnosis says in the future. But usually, early diagnosis, they're very experienced. And dang, that sucks. All right, I hope not. If so, shout out to Danny Ings one time. Get better soon. Love you, bro. Hate that it's so spread out. Are you talking about how many? Yeah, I think you're talking about how many good players are kind of spread out. Let's see. Mystery Enigma. I missed the Stir Day Blitz. More exciting. It does make it so much more exciting when you have like that little chip at the top of the screen that says like Southampton scored. You got to check real quick to see who scored for Southampton, and then you got to check to see who if you're in a mini league, who your mini league opponent is playing. Yeah, that Saturday morning blitz is incredible. I kind of miss that. I wonder if they'll go back to it anytime soon. But at the rate they're at, with how much they're charging for pay-per-view, I don't know if they go back to that anytime soon. But yeah, I do miss. Part of me does miss those days. Just the Saturday morning, just adrenaline-filled matches. But I also like watching as many games as possible too. So it's a lot. Because you're right. They're like if you didn't have many players playing on Friday or Saturday, as far as FPL goes, FPL is kind of boring until Sunday, you know what I mean? But I do miss the Saturday Blitz. Gonna crack open a bottle of Smirnoff. Ooh. Pour one for me, man. Pour a shot for me. I'm jealous. Are you just gonna, you got any flavor with that? Or are you just kind of keeping it basic? Keeping it, not basic, but keeping it plain. That was my drink of choice at university. It was, I think was it raspberry I would get? It was only like $15 for a handle. Anyway, super cheap. Did the job. Yeah, take a shot for me, man. Let's see. I like when it's intense and lots of games simultaneously. I think so. I think a lot of people are kind of in the same boat. A lot of people love that Saturday morning blitz of just like 5-6 games all at one go and just racking up the points and just I just miss that adrenaline. You know what I mean? Camera. What am I? Where am I at? MSK 117. What to do with Pulisic, Sterling, Robertson, and Zeiss? I would wait to hear the news on Pulisic. Yeah, I would wait to hear the news on him before I do anything. If I had Zeiss personally, I would drop him. I'm not saying that he's going to be consistently playing on the bench. I'm not saying Kilman's won the job yet, but I think I would have dropped him regardless in the future for how hard his schedule is. And so considering how tough his fixture is moving forward, I think Zeiss is gone from if it were my squad. Pulisic, I would wait to hear the news on. Sterling, I'm way behind on comments. I'm going to pick it up a little bit. Sterling, I'd probably hold on to him. I know he has Liverpool this week, but I don't know. But unless you want to move to like De Bruyne or even go like a Liverpool asset, I kind of like Sterling going forward. But it is tough. You might be able to use the money better somewhere else. His fixtures do get better, I think, game week 10 on. Robertson, for me personally, I'm looking at moving out Robertson. I don't think he's worth the 7.1 price tag that I paid for him, considering they're not going to get many clean sheets. So out of those guys, I would wait on Pulisic to hear the news. I would hold Sterling and look to move Zeiss and Robbo, personally. What are my thoughts on Jimenez? Jimenez is one of those guys that he doesn't need many opportunities to score, and when he scores, he probably is going to get bonus points on that squad. Wolverhampton looked a lot better moving forward than they have the past 6 game weeks. They looked a lot more fluent this week, and I think a lot of that had to do with Alt Nouri. I think that's how you say his name, who had 0.0% ownership in that match before he scored that goal. I still think Jimenez is a good pick going forward. I think Wolverhampton are notorious for picking up as the season develops. But again, you have to think that their schedule is going to get a lot harder these next few game weeks. And for 8.5, you can... I don't know, it's tough because he is Mr. Reliable. But if you needed to move some funds to upgrade somewhere else, you could drop down to like a Bamford, Antonio, Wilson, Shea Adams if you still think Southampton are going to score without Ings. But Jimenez is Mr. Consistent. You know what you're going to get, and Wolverhampton are looking better as a unit. But very tough run of fixtures. If you're asking me exactly what I would do on my squad, I dropped him in order to get Calvert-Lewin and Big Daddy Kane into my squad. Nana, what's up, Don? Yeah, I like your camera quality. What camera do you use for streaming? So I use a Nikon D3500. It goes out every like 20 minutes or so. I don't know exactly, so I have to like keep hitting the live feed button on it. But I use a Nikon D3500, I believe, and I have it linked up to. If you're looking to stream yourself, I have it linked up to an HDMI video capture device that I then plug into my computer, and I essentially have it, linked into my computer. The video capture, if you're looking into streaming, there are video capture devices that are like $140 out there that are very expensive, but this HDMI video capture, it doesn't have a brand name. It's just on Amazon. It's only like $14. It does the job just fine. There might be a little bit of lag with my voice and my mouth, but it's not something I'd be willing to spend an extra $115 on. So that's what I use. I use a Nikon camera and link it up to my computer. And thank you. And also, what's up? Hope you had a good weekend. And hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you're having a great dinner for. Hope you have a great meal for dinner. I'm really hungry right now, if you couldn't tell. I'm always hungry around this time, innit? What do I think I should do with the likes of Trent, Zeiss, and Jorginho? As far as Trent goes, I think it's time. I think Trent and Zeiss, it's time for them to move on. I know it's hard. I know it's tough to get rid of Trent, especially for how great he's been for 2 seasons now. But if those clean sheets aren't coming, he's just not worth it. There's going to be game weeks this season where he's going to come away. He's looking a lot better as the season developed. Like this week, he looked better in my opinion, eye test wise. There are going to be game weeks where he does come away with a goal. He does come away with a couple of assists. But I don't think that 1 or 2 game weeks is going to be enough for, like, you could get Chilwell for 1.7 less, something like that. And Chilwell's going to do just a job just fine. I just don't think without that clean sheet possibility, I don't think Trent's worth it. As far as Zeiss goes, I don't know if Zeiss is... I don't know if you're here when I talked about it. I'm behind on comments. I don't know if Zeiss is worth it because of how tough the schedule is. Now, I'm not saying he's lost a starting job or anything, but I just don't think he is worth it for how tough his fixtures are moving forward. Jorginho, He's on penalties, and this Chelsea attack is looking better and better. If I had the opportunity to upgrade to another Chelsea midfielder, I would. But I think you could do a lot worse than because again, that Chelsea attack is looking so good, or has the potential to look so good moving forward, attacking-wise, being so creative. I think they're going to have a good amount of penalties go their way, and Jorginho could be in for a couple of those penalties. James Rodriguez to Zaha. I would only do it if James was out for a few game weeks. If not, I would hold on to James. I think James is the best player at that price range of. I think he's at 7.9 right now. He might have dropped. Let me double check that. He is 7.9. I think he's the best he could do at that price range. Now, if you wanted to go to like Ziyech or Pulisic, maybe if he's healthy, or even Havertz, I can understand that. But for me personally, I think James, with how good he is as a player, first off, and the fact that he has 3 of his next 4 fixtures are looking really good. So I would personally hold on to James. But again, if you want to go to Zaha, if that's what you think you should do, by all means, go for it. Caleb, hey Don, I'm at overall points. Yeah, overall points, I'm at 305. I don't know if that counts the game week right now. I'm at 305. I have 9 coming off my bench with 70 this week. My overall ranking is going to jump to about. I think this hasn't refreshed yet, because I think I was at 3.7 before the games today. So I think I'm at add 70 to that. So I'm at 375 maybe. I'm not exactly sure. I'll let you know. I'll see if I can comment after the stream is done, and I'll be able to go on like live FPL ranking or whatever, and get you a better answer for that. I've got Reguilon, and he got 4 points. I like Reguilon a lot. I'm a big fan of Reguilon. Thoughts on Zaha? Oh, I just got it. Cool. Just retracted it. Shout out Dwight Schrute one time. Redact it. Thoughts on Mopé to Bamford? I think so. I think that's a good call. You're going to be able to save some cash to make that move. I think Bamford. I would definitely wait to see how Bamford looks this game week, to see if it was just a one game week that he had a hat trick, or if he can keep it. I mean, he's had a great start to the season, period. But I want to see if he looks good again this week before I do it. But Mopé not playing today is definitely telling. I don't know if it's just necessarily rest. But I'm not a Brighton fan. If there's any Brighton supporters, let me know what you guys think. It'd be nice to hear your side of the story. But I think it's a good pick, especially because I think Brighton's fixtures aren't the best going forward. Let me double check that with Lamptey. Swoop. There it is. He's got Burnley up next. So he could score. Burnley is pretty good defensively now. They've kind of figured it out again. Villa. So then you got Liverpool. So he's got a decent run of fixtures moving forward, Mopé. I would definitely wait to see if it was just like they're resting him, or if he's kind of fallen out of favor. I don't know. But I'm not against that move. Let's see. Trent Alexander out. Walker in. Kyle Walker looks good. Again, he's a rotation risk, Kyle Walker. But it's almost like him and Cancelo are kind of locking down those fullback positions in it. Kyle Walker looks good. I think is he at 6 mil, Kyle Walker? If Kyle Walker is nailed onto that squad, and maybe if he was a bit cheaper, I would like him, because City's defense is looking good right now. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if Walker's worth it for that price tag, personally, but I don't know. Let me research that. Come back on Thursday and I'll have a better answer for that. Let me screenshot that. If you come back to my Thursday stream, I'll have a better answer for you. I haven't done enough research on Kyle Walker just yet. Let's see. Yo guys, I've used let's see, you say, yo guys, I've used my wild card this season. It's my first time on FPL. Can anybody review it? By the way, interesting stream, Don. Yeah, thank you. I try to keep the stream as fun as possible, man. I try to keep it have a good time, kind of get your mind off of FPL a little bit. Talk about anything you want, hip hop, favorite desserts, I don't know, 90s cartoons, FPL. Just here to have a good time. Here for a good time, not a long time, you know. Let's see. First wild card, first time on FPL. It is my second season, so I know a lot of the questions you might have, because I made a lot of mistakes last season. I would love to review it. Yeah, if you could type it onto here, I would love to review your wild card squad. Also, a quick reminder, I don't know if you know, but you get 2 wild cards a season. One will happen in like game week 17 or so after the first half. Now I lost my spot on the comments. Where am I at? I lost my spot. There he is. Let's see. Joe Richardson. My team is McCarthy, Seiss. So Seiss is definitely a question mark. Trent's a question mark too. Chilwell, I like. Jorginho, question mark. Son, Bruno, Grealish, Ings, DCL, and Kane. 2.2 mil in the bank. Took a -8 last week. Get my camera! Took a -8 last week. And I'm thinking of doing the same again. I like the look of bringing Rodriguez back or put Ziyech in for Jorginho and Cresswell too. Yeah, so with that 2.2 mil personally, the first thing I would do is wait to hear the Danny Ings news and see what I would do with Danny Ings. This is me. If this is my squad, that's what I would do. Wait to hear what Danny Ings injury says. Then with that 2.2 mil, after that's all settled, I would look at maybe Jorginho. You could drop Trent, save a little bit of cash, and go and invest that on Jorginho. And you could have like if you drop Trent to, I don't know off the top of my head, who's a 5 million? Like, I don't know, Reece James or something. You could save 2 mil. You'd have 4 mil in the bank, and you could upgrade Jorginho to like Bruno Fernandes. You already have Bruno. You could upgrade. If you drop Danny Ings, 2.2, 4 mil. You can almost go like, my camera's acting up again, huh? Wait, yep. Let me refresh it. Hopefully this works. Yeah, you could upgrade Jorginho to even like KDB. You can even do that with some money. You kind of move around. Sykes would definitely be somebody that I look at moving in or moving forward. I don't know if Sykes is going to be playing. I've talked about that a little bit here, so hopefully you were here for that. And there's a bit of a delay on my feed, so let me see if the camera is fixed. And it is. All right. Also, a shout out Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is going to be on Saturday Night Live this weekend. And, yeah, I'm going to be doing, that's all I'll be doing this weekend is watching Dave Chappelle videos. And Dave Chappelle is on Netflix here in the US of A. And so his TV show, I'm going to be overloading on Dave Chappelle this week. So don't be surprised when my team selection video comes out and I do quite a bit of references to Dave Chappelle, the GOAT. But yeah, I like your moves. Bringing James back, I haven't done enough research on Ziyech. I know he only had one shot and one attempted assist, but eye test he looked really good. Cresswell looks good. He's a very attacking defender. I want to see how he did this week, though. I think he played left center back. But all great options. I like where your head's at, Joe. I think you're in a good state of mind. What should I do with Bruno? Manchester. I don't know, because I was actually looking at bringing in Bruno for Son next game week, because he has, after game week 9, I think Manchester play West Brom. Let me double check that real quick. Swoop, there it is. They have Everton next game week, and then after that they have West Brom, and they have a very favorable run of fixtures after that. So I might even bring in Bruno Fernandes myself here in a couple of game weeks. But he doesn't look that good right now, huh? I mean, he hasn't looked good all season, really, if I'm being completely honest, but he still found a way to come away with double-digit points. He was averaging like 7 points per match before this game, and so he's still finding a way to do it. But if you don't have Son, you could get Son for 1 game week, but that's only 1 game week. I don't like a 1 game week move. You could try to find funds to upgrade to KDB. Maybe. This is tough, man. I don't know. The good news is at that price range, you almost could go anywhere that you wanted. You know what I mean? So you can go up. You can find funds to go all the way up to Salah or Mane. You can drop down to Son. You could drop all the way down to like Jack Grealish and use that money for your attack. But I don't know. It's tough. Any United fans here? Anyone want to talk about Bruno? I feel like they could do a better job talking about Bruno. I'm 20 minutes behind on comments. Oh my gosh. Lucas Burnett, me and you have the same team as Bard, Kane, and Chilwell. Who do you have in for Kane and Chilwell, Lucas? Also, great minds think alike. And did we just become best friends? Sound like yeah. Did you have you must have had a good game week too, man. Awesome. Who should I get to replace Castagna? Chilwell would be the first name that I look at, Kobe. I'll look at Chilwell, but I think you have Chilwell. Reguilon, but his schedule gets really tough here in a few game weeks. You might even be able to look at like maybe United defender, Arsenal defender. Arsenal look really good defensively right now. You can even drop down and bring in a West Ham defender. We talked about here in the stream a little bit. Maybe Kufal. You could bring in Cresswell. What other defenders are out there that are worth price? I'm actually struggling to find defenders that I like right now, to be completely honest. Because, I mean, a lot of people have Chelsea defenders, and I think they're a good option. Kilman's a really good option if he continues to get playing time regardless of the schedule, because again, he's so cheap. You could go. I don't know. There's so many defenders out there, but I don't know how many I trust at this moment. Let me get back to you on that, Kobe. I'll have a better answer for you on Thursday. But my first ones out on the top of my head would be Chilwell, Cresswell, maybe Kufal, maybe Bellerin if he continues to start. Maguire is looking like maybe not Maguire, but I like their maybe Maguire because I like their fixtures moving forward. Just off the top of my head. Thomas, I'll no worries. Thanks for commenting. I do my best to answer every comment that I see. I know I'm a little behind on comments. I'll try to speed things up, but no worries. Thank you for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. What rank am I right now? I'm at. I'm having a horrible start to the season, so I think I just got into like the 2.9 mil. I think that's where I'm at right now, 2.9 mil. So hopefully I can get a lot better as the season moves forward. Not a good start for me for the season, but about 2.9 mil right now. Daniel, I've got Mopay. What are your thoughts? I'd definitely be nervous. It's definitely a red flag for me for Mopay. He's had a good start to the season. I'm not gonna lie. He is on penalties if he's on the pitch, but him not starting this week, I haven't heard if it's resting him, but I don't know if there's much to rest for because he hasn't really had much games midweek, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe is he lost favor? I'm not too sure, so I'd be nervous if I was a Mopay owner. I might even drop down and kind of go to like you can even go to, if you had enough money to go to Callum Wilson. You can go to, because he's had a good start to this. Great, I think he's a second highest scoring striker right now. Bamford, maybe Antonio if he's healthy. For me personally, if I had no other fires to put out on my squad, I'd probably look to move out Mopay personally. But again, I would wait to hear press conferences, see if he fell out of favor, if it was just a rest. But I would definitely be concerned over Mopay. Do I think Nat Phillips will keep on playing now in Liverpool defense? I'm not a Liverpool supporter. I'd have to hear some Liverpool supporters talk about Phillips. I know he looked good in that game. I'm not gonna lie, he looked pretty good. But he wasn't challenged as much as he will in other matches. Haller looked like he was a bit complacent, looked out of place. So we'll see what happens when he plays like Man City next week. But as far as like the long term, I think when Fabinho comes back, he'll be placed back in that center back spot. They might even look to bring in someone on loan in the winter transfer window, but that's obviously some time away. But again, I hope if there's a Liverpool fan, they'd be able to answer that question a lot better than I can, and hopefully they can. Mark, any Liverpool fans on here, what are your thoughts on Nat Phillips? Nat Phillips, D production. It says current game week average is 19. No way. That hasn't been updated though, right? I don't know if that's been updated. Is that updated? For real? 19 points? No way. Refresh. Wow. 19 points of the game week average? I don't know if it's been updated though. But if that's the case, that is incredibly low. I'm incredibly shocked to see that number. Let's see. Patrick L. Hasn't I what? I don't know. I think he might have. Patrick. What's up, Patrick, by the way? Hasn't you? I don't know what that's referring to. I apologize. Kobe, how was your curry on Thursday? It was fire, man. Yeah, my neighbor was born and raised in Pakistan, and every now and then they're because I had a class with them in college, and every now and then his mom decides to bring over some food for me, and she like hand makes the stuff, and she brought over some like their curry. Oh, it was so good, man. I made my day when I saw him knock on my door and say, "My mom made you for this." It was so sick. But yeah, that curry was fire, man. Big fan. It was so good to eat right after the stream. Unfortunately, I don't have anything like that. I'm gonna have to make some I don't know, like a turkey avocado sandwich, some lame stuff because I can't cook after the stream. Cheers for that. Stay safe. Yeah, no worries, Joe. Hopefully you stay safe, man. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining the stream, by the way. It hasn't upgraded yet? Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, so it hasn't updated, so 19 is probably going to jump up to like 40s probably, because a lot of people had Son and Harry Kane. They had 8 points themselves. They captained a lot, so I'd probably see that number in like the 40s. I don't know, but that's just all speculation. Best 3 defenders right now. Best 3 defensive players right now. Oh, Kilman, he's 4.2 mil if he continues to start. Chilwell, Zuma. Is that it? Tyrone Mings scored today, right? I don't know off the top of my head. That's the problem is I don't know what defenders, because like 2 weeks ago you're saying Chelsea defenders, I don't want anything near them. And now we're saying double up. 3 weeks ago we're saying I still like Trent, I still like Robbo. Now we're saying we're kicking them out faster than Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. I don't know. I honestly don't know the 3 best defenders right now. I'd have to go through the list and really come up with them. But off the top of my head, I like Chilwell and Zuma. I'm assuming this is FPL, by the way. I still like Reguilon, but only for this next game week. Digne I still think is a good option. Kilman again at 4.2 is incredible if he continues to start on that incredible defensive squad. Cresswell or Kufal? It depends on how much money I had. If I had enough money for Cresswell, I'd go Cresswell personally. But Kufal is a great option. He's only 4.5. Nocturnal Fish. Great name. Great name, Nocturnal Fish. Hopefully that answered your question, Nixie247. Yeah, I think I would go Cresswell. I think he's creating a lot of opportunities. I didn't see exactly what he did, his stats for this week, but I know he's creating a lot of opportunities for his teammates, getting a lot of attempted assists. I think he's averaging like 3 attempted assists per match before this match. So I think Cresswell for me would be the pick I go for. But if I'm actually considering going Kufal myself just to save some cash. What are my next transfer plans? Daniel, my next transfer plans are depending on if Antonio is back. If Antonio is healthy, I'm switching Bamford out for Antonio. If he's still out, I may hold a transfer. I'm either going to hold a transfer and wait to have, because there's going to be a huge swing of fixtures come game week 9. Like Tottenham's going to get a lot tougher. Man United's are going to get a lot easier. Cities are going to start getting easier. Everton's going to get a lot tougher in like 4 or 5 game weeks. So right now I'm probably thinking about dropping Robbo down to, I don't know, I'm off the top of my head, maybe Cresswell, Kufal, dropping Robbo down, saving some cash, and using that money to upgrade like a Bamford, upgrade Grealish. I'm not exactly sure, but that's my thoughts as of right now. I can even upgrade, like I might go Robertson to Bellerin maybe, and take out Son and bring in De Bruyne again. So that's my thoughts as of right now. But a lot of stuff on the table. I still really like my squad for this next game week. Let's see. Maybe Diaz. Maybe Diaz. I don't know. Diaz? Adam FPL? Adam FPL, are you a content creator? I want to check you out. If you're a content creator, shout out Adam FPL, man. I want to check out your stuff. Also, maybe DS. I don't know. I feel like I'm lost on that. But yeah, let me know if you're a content creator. I want to check out your stuff. Alex, Curries are nice. Not gonna. Sorry. My comments refreshed. Curries are nice. Not going in. Not so nice going out. Oh, you ain't lying, man. And the worst part about that is I like my curries like with as much spice as possible. I like to eat my curries to the point where like there are tears dropping down my eyes, but not so much that I can't eat it anymore. That's for me like a phenomenal curry for me is right at that line. And so you're right, man. They're great going in, but rough going out. Was it Eric Dyer? Eric Dyer in his match like 2 months ago where he just ran out in the middle of the game. That's what curries are like. Daniel, my team is... What's up, Daniel? My team is... I know you commented before. My team is Martinez. I like Chilwell. I like Dallas. I like for that price. Reguilon. I really like Reguilon. I know his schedule gets tougher, but I like him. Mo Salah. Love Mo Salah. Grealish I like. James Rodriguez I like. Son I like a lot. DCL like Mopay, Kane, benches Basuma, Forster, Lamptey got 7 points, and Mitchell. What should I do? I would personally look at maybe Mopay. Mopay would be the first person I would look at getting rid of that. I made sure I went like and not like so I can kind of give myself a bookmark for when I go back to your squad. But I'd probably look at moving out Mopay first off. I mean Dallas. That range, I don't know if there's much better. You could go Kufal for Dallas, but he still gets forward a decent amount, so I like Dallas. But personally, I would look at either moving Mopay this week and dropping down to Bamford, saving some cash, dropping down to Antonio if he's healthy, dropping down to Wilson, Shea Adams. A lot of decent strikers at that price. I would either drop Mopay or I would hold on to that second free transfer, or hold on to that transfer and have 2 for the next game week for when Suns fixtures get a lot tougher. If you want to drop Harry Kane when it gets tougher, so that's what I would do, or even Reguilon, because I don't know if you want triple Spurs for the next six matches. So I'd either drop Mopay for me personally or move on. But again, that's only because Mopay didn't start today. I'd be nervous, and I haven't read anything about it yet. Lamptey got 9 points, by the way. Yeah, Lamptey got 9. He got 2 bonus points. That goal was so beautiful, man. And I was sweating that VAR decision. I was like Key and Peele when they had that sweat dropping down their face. Really nervous. Grealish gets points. Yeah, Grealish at 7.2 is almost a no-brainer. This dude is a talisman, and now he has dudes around him that can finish. He's a baller, man. What's he had? How many points he had this season so far? 54 points over 6 game weeks. What is that? 9 points per match. Whew. Did I do the math right? Yeah. I think so. 9 points per match. Jack Grealish is getting at that price range is ridiculous. That dude can ball. Where we at? All right, George C. I'm catching up on comments. All right, sweet, man. I feel good. I feel like I rushed through some of you guys' comments. I apologize, but I was trying to get to everybody's comments, so crack my back now. Thoughts on Sterling and Justin to Cresswell and Rashford for the upcoming game weeks. I don't know. That's tough. That's just going to depend on you. I hate to say it. I hate giving out so much advice, because I feel like at the end of the day it's got to be your call. You know what I mean? And this is one of them that I don't know if I feel comfortable enough talking about it right now without doing enough research on Sterling himself. I think Rashford's looked good for the last 5 total games he's played. So like in Champions League and in league play, he scored in 3 of 6 now. He came away with a hat trick in one of those off the bench, or 4 and 6, something like that. So Rashford looks good. His schedule's getting a lot better in the next couple game weeks. I am worried about him kind of going out to the wing when Martial gets back, or if Cavani gets a couple starts here and there, or even if Cavani comes in and Martial gets pushed out to the wing. I'm worried about him not playing as a striker. He almost seems lost to me at some points, but Rashford's a good player, man. Greater person, even a better person. And as far as Sterling goes, Sterling hasn't been performing as great as we hoped that he would. James Justin too. He might. Pereira's out for a little while longer, so you can hold on to his spot. I don't know. Cresswell. I like Cresswell though. I like the Cresswell move, Justin to Cresswell. I think Cresswell's, with his run of fixtures and with how much he creates for his team, I think Cresswell's a good pick. It just comes down to Sterling and Rashford. Yeah, I feel more comfortable. I'm going to screenshot that one too. I'm going to do some research. I feel more comfortable if I commented that one later in the week. I don't feel like I've done enough research on Sterling himself. But Sterling's one of those guys that he could come away with a brace and no one would be surprised, or he could come away and not get a single, or he could come away with like 0 shots. He's one of those kind of guys right now. Hopefully that helps. I'm sorry if it didn't. Hopefully I'm live streaming again on Thursday, so hopefully I can come up with some better answers then. I need it. Yeah. Pulisic and Jimenez replacements. Pulisic, there's a lot of replacements. If you don't have James, you could drop down to Jack Grealish. Even Zaha, if you like Zaha. You can even kind of just go sideways and go to Ziyech or Kai Havertz. Off the top of my head, as far as Jimenez is tough because Danny Ings is out. There's no one around his price range that I like. So you're either going to drop down. I'm assuming you have DCL because a lot of people have DCL already. If not, DCL for his next 4 matches looks good. But Jimenez is tough because the next person I would like is like maybe Vardy, if not then Harry Kane at 10.5. And so you'd either need to come up with 1.5, or I would drop down to that 6.5 or less price bracket and save $2 million and use that somewhere else. Because outside of DCL, like there's this huge range of strikers that I don't necessarily would want on my squad. And again, for me, Jimenez, it's going to go down to the rest of your squad. Do you want to save that $2 million and navigate that somewhere else in your attack? Or do you want to kind of use funds to get into Harry Kane, even though he has a tough schedule coming up? But for me personally, I'd probably, as far as Jimenez goes, if you wanted to get rid of him, I would just probably drop down that 2 mil into Callum Wilson, again, Shea Adams, Antonio if he's healthy, Bamford, and use that fund somewhere else. Or you could just go, again, Rashford. I like Rashford. Or, yeah, use your money for Rashford for Pulisic. Anyway, there's a lot of options out there. Martial's dropped in... no, I don't know if I like Martial just yet. Thanks, mate. No worries. Hopefully I helped. This is my first time here. Love to see more, and it helped a lot. Hey, thanks for joining the stream, man. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Keep it up, mate. And by the way, how was Halloween in US of A? Yeah, so Halloween, I think I talked about it a little earlier. I work with my dad at my warehouse right now while I'm going to school. And so I went over to him, and he built a catapult. Because we couldn't do, we had to do social distancing trick-or-treating, because obviously we didn't want kids, knocking out a door and screaming trick-or-treat in our faces, you know what I mean? So my dad brought the stake bed truck from work home, and it's just like a moving truck without the top part of it, and he built a catapult at work. And so we literally put Reese's and Whoppers and stuff on this catapult, and he was just sitting in his lazy boy chair in a Superman costume. I have the video on my... Oh, hold up. I have the video, I think, on my Instagram still. Anyway, he would just sit on his lazy boy chair and just put the Reese's in the catapult and just launch the candy across the street to kids sitting there, and he had it hit this backdrop, drop on a conveyor belt, and they would come and pick it up off the conveyor belt. So that was so dope, man. Seeing these little kids that came up in their costumes. Everyone did it for the most part. Most kids and families that came were social distancing, staying away, wearing masks and whatnot. And we just launched the candy, and some of the kids kind of came and just caught the candy as if they're playing baseball or something. But I mean, it's at the end of the day, it still sucked because Halloween during COVID is rough, but we found a way to make it incredibly fun and safe. So it was awesome. Also, thanks for joining the stream. My question disappeared, Patrick. Oh, okay. Where'd you? Yeah. Thoughts on Trossard, and should I get rid of him for Zaha? I have 2.4 in the bank. Also, Arsenal defense and who? I think it's time we start talking about Arsenal defense seriously. Dylan, if my editor here is here, Dylan, please comment because he's a huge Arsenal fan. He's going to tell me I told you so. I think a Trossard to Zaha is a good pick. Zaha's going to be one of those guys that 3 weeks in a row he's going to do nothing for you, and you're going to want to move him, and then he's going to get 2 goals or a goal and an assist, and you're like, that's Zaha I love. I am scared that he might. No. Yeah, I think that's a good. I think that's a good move. 2.4 in the bank. I would do that. As far as Arsenal defense, I really want to get him into my squad. My only concern is who, because they look good defensively. They've had 3 really good game weeks in a row. They've given up less than a goal a game in those 3 against really tough squads. That's not Arsenal. So they're defenders. For me personally, I'm looking at Bellerin. Tierney for me is, you could spend that extra 0.4, but right now they're kind of playing that left wing back. If I'm not mistaken, and Tierney was playing that left center back role, and Saka was playing that left wing back. If I'm not mistaken, but I like Bellerin a lot. And he's a little less, and he's probably the cheapest way you can get into that defense. I don't like David Luiz, so for me, I'm definitely looking at Bellerin moving forward. That is someone who I'm definitely considering. Never thought I would say it. Considering dropping Robbo for Bellerin. But I'm going to talk to him. Again, my editor and my roommate is a huge Arsenal supporter. And so I'm going to have to talk to him about who I should bring in. Because he's a huge Arsenal guy. Beginning of the season, he said Arsenal was going to win the league. And if he's watching right now, he's probably like, they still are. So, I'm going to talk to him and ask him who he thinks. But there are a lot of good options. That defense looks really good. Really solid and compact. Hopefully that helps, Patrick. Nocturnal Fish. No worries, Nocturnal Fish. Thank you for joining the stream. Thanks for commenting. And hopefully that's good. DS, Man City defender. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah. Oh. Let me go to Man City real quick. I thought you were saying Man City. Their defenders. I haven't. What's crazy is I haven't been able to watch it because the City games haven't been on American television for 3 game weeks. I've just seen highlights. Liverpool next week, that's tough. Tottenham the week after, that one's tough. But look at that come game week 10. Game week 10 to 22. Give me City assets now. Anyway, that looks nice. Shout out Brooklyn 99 one time. this is game week 10 is exactly where I want to bring in like Kevin De Bruyne. Give me some more time to research these defenders. He is 5.5 mil, and that is tough to bring in, especially because you still have Ake, you still have Laporte, Cancelo, Kyle Walker. You still have a lot of defenders. There's a lot of rotation moving on. Has Eric Garcia played yet? Eric Garcia is somebody that Barcelona is looking at targeting. I know he's kind of saying I'd rather go to Barcelona, come back to Barcelona than, whoops, go to point, skadoosh. Throwing the screen all around in it. Yeah, give me some time on that one. As far as City defense, I think City defense is really good too. You just need to get someone who's nailed on. I mean, Diaz, yeah, you just need someone who's nailed on. Their defense look good, same as Arsenal for these last couple game weeks. And come game week 10, man, they are looking incredible. Let's see. 50 people watching, Don. Yeah, Mystery Enigma. I think that's the most I've ever had on this stream was 50 people. Also, thank you everyone who's showing up. This is incredible. I think before this stream, if I'm not mistaken, Mystery Enigma, I think the most I ever had was like maybe 24 or 25, something like that. Thanks everyone for showing up, being active. Appreciate all you guys, man. This is fun anyway. Patrick, you should have more subs, to be fair. I appreciate that, man. I just try to make the best content I can and try to make people laugh, try to make people happy, and I feel like that's my calling in life, is to make people happy and make people laugh. And so if I'm doing that, I feel like I'm doing my job, and honestly, I'm happy with that. And I appreciate the love everyone shows, man. I'm humbled more and more every day with you guys. Let's see. And usually my FPL score humbles me more. Let's see. Zaha is a good option. Fixtures look good. Zaha is a great option. I think he was, before this game week started, I think he was like 5th most points in FPL quietly. No one really talked about him. Or maybe not so much on Twitter as I saw. But Zaha is a good option. I tried to get him like 3 weeks ago instead of Jack Grealish, but I didn't have enough funds at the time because, like, I think if America's Talk FPL were here, I had to make a decision on Sunday night right after the game if I wanted to bring in Zaha or not, and I hesitated, and he went up in price. I couldn't afford him, so I got in Grealish. End of the day, I'm still happy with it, but Zaha is a great option at 7 mil. And I feel like there are so many good options that aren't premium prices that I feel perfectly fine with only having the one premium in Mo Salah. Because look at Harry Kane, Son, Bamford's had an incredible year, Jack Grealish, Zaha, James Rodriguez is good, DCL looks incredible. There's so many good players at that like 7 to 8.5 price range, man. But Zaha does look like a good. And should I bring up his fixtures right now for anyone asking? Let me bring up his fixtures real quick. Let's go to Zaha. Look at his fixtures. Look at that. Money trees for the next 11. He's got Leeds up next, Burnley, Newcastle, and West Brom. I mean, he has to score in a couple of those matches. You would think that at least 2 of those matches he's going to come away with an attacking return. And after game week 11, then you could look forward to moving him out. But hopefully you can get a couple price rises out of him, get some points out of him, get some nice green arrows out of him. But Zaha is definitely a good option moving forward. And he's their talisman, man. He's their guy. He's their dude. And now that Van Aanholt's back, going to be able to create a lot. They're going to be able to get a lot more opportunities for him. Let's see. That's a good shout, Jensen. Really good shout. Jimbo says, team is Mendy, like a lot. Zuma, really like. Cresswell, like. Seiss, iffy about. St. Maximin, iffy about. Son, Mane, Pulisic, Ziyech, Kane, DCL, and Jimenez. Any tips for who I should get? Whoa. You have... Is Maximin on your bench then? Because you have Son, Mane, Pulisic, Ziyech. Or are you going to go for those two? Anyway... Who you should get? I mean, obviously Zuma's been on fire. Mendy's been on fire. Cresswell looks really good. Seiss would be somebody I would look at moving out. Even if he was starting consistently, I would still look at moving Seiss, considering how tough their schedule is moving forward. They have Leicester up next, and they have Southampton after that. But after that, they got Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, Chelsea, Tottenham, United. Very tough run of fixtures for those guys. So I would probably look at moving out Seiss for somebody else. St. Maximin. Oh, got to plug in my computer. St. Maximin, maybe moving him out. You could probably bring in Podence, but I don't know. St. Maximin has a good run of fixtures too, doesn't he? I plug in my computer. Yeah, St. Maximin has a good run of fixtures himself coming up. So he's a good bench player if he's on your bench. Any tips you should get? I would look forward to finding funds or finding a plan so that you could bring in a city attacker in these next few game weeks. You can even have a plan just in case United start turning things around. They're not going to be 15th place all season long. But for me, I would probably look at devising a plan to either get rid of, maybe not so much get rid of double Spurs because you can keep them for see how they play against the top dogs. But their schedule does get tough. Maybe look at devising a plan to potentially move out double Spurs, maybe move out DCL in case when his fixtures get tough in 5 game weeks. Devise a plan for bringing in city assets come game week 10 because that is honestly right now any city attacker is probably a differential. Should I go through them real quick? I'm super curious. I'm gonna run through them right quick because if we look at that's not where I want to go. Where my city boys at? Let's just go to Kyle Walker real quick. Their fixtures for the next after Liverpool and Tottenham. Look at all that green that City have. That's an incredible target to bring in. My camera. That's an incredible target to bring in. And if I look at their ownership, let's go to ownership, team selection by. So their selection, if we go to their midfielders, Kevin De Bruyne is only 16% selected right now with that schedule. So you might look at trying to bring him in. Sterling's only 7%. Mara's 3%, but he's a rotation risk. When Aguero gets healthy, if Jesus gets healthy, they're both less than 2%. So with that schedule, and if they get healthy and start figuring things out again, just having a plan for what if, you know what I mean? That could see you a huge green arrow and a lot of cash coming your way as far as price rises too. So I'd probably look at. I like your team a lot. Let me start by saying that I really like your team a lot. I would look at moving Sykes would be a question mark. St. Maximin maybe, and if Pulisic is hurt. And I would try to look in the future to see and plan out bringing in a Manchester asset. Alex, thank you so much for joining the stream. Hopefully you have a great week. Oh, I know you had a great week and I saw your squad, but thank you for joining the stream, man, and I hope you have a great week. Stay safe and take some time to make someone happy, Alex. Make someone smile. Kobe, bye, guys. See you Thursday. All the best. Thanks for dropping in, Kobe. Always appreciate your support, man. Have a great week. Barkley for Zaha? I think so. I think I was super interested to see what Barkley could do, but now that I know, he just hasn't. He still gets super forward a lot. It's hard for me to say exactly without seeing the rest of your squad. It still has a good schedule going forward. I would like to see more of your squad before I really comment on that. But because there might be some other fires you want to put out first, if you know what I mean. But as far as I think Barkley for Zaha is definitely a great option. You can even go Barkley for Grealish. If you already have Grealish, then I would think it would be a for sure move to Zaha. Or maybe not for sure, but it would be more tempting to bring in Zaha. But I'm not against that at all. I like Zaha as a player, and I think he's going to have a good season this year. Last year, I think he was a bit gutted that he didn't get that big move he was looking for. And this year, he's kind of playing for the, hey, you guys forgot about me. Made you look on some Nas stuff. How was your week? Yeah, my week was good for FPL. Thanks for joining, Sana. How'd your team do, by the way? I want to see how your team did. I know you had an incredibly strong squad going into this game week, and I haven't been able to check to see how you did real quick. But yeah, my week was good. I ended up scoring 70 points with Bamford still to go. So I'm incredibly incredibly hype. Shout out Lil John one time. Incredibly hype on my game week. Or Mac Dre. Shout out Mac Dre. Rest in peace. I had Seiss on my team. Yeah, that's tough. I feel bad for any Seiss owners because going into this game week, I think he was the highest scoring defender in FPL. He was looking incredible. His Wolverhampton defense was starting to really click on all cylinders. Seiss almost had was it a goal or I think it was a goal 2 weeks ago. Last week they got called back because of offsides. Then he got subbed off early, kept the clean sheet, and now it looks like he might have lost favor to Kilman. So that's tough, man. That's tough, but I feel bad for any Seiss owners. But what are you going to do now that you have... are you going to keep Seiss or are you going to move on from him? Let's see. She says, who would you change from Mings, Seiss, Robertson, and Chilwell? Oh, you had Mings too. Mings scored. That's huge. So who would I change for Ming, Seiss, Robertson, and Chilwell? I'd probably move Seiss first. I think Robbo is definitely someone I would consider dropping. For me personally, I'm considering dropping Robbo. But I think Seiss is probably a bigger fire I would want to put out. Because even though Robertson does play City next week, I don't know exactly. I don't know if Seiss... Again, I don't know... From my experience playing sports, Kilman, I think, has deserved a continuous shot at starting for that Wolverhampton defense. From the outside looking, I'm not a Wolverhampton supporter. But I don't think that competition is over. I don't think Nuno just says, hey, Kilman, you've played great for 4 games in a row. Seiss, you've played really good for us for 2 years. Kilman, you're in. You know what I mean? I still think there's going to be a healthy competition there. So I want to see what happens there. But as far as me, it's not something I want to deal with every week. Is Seiss going to play? Is he not? Because Seiss is 5.3. Kilman is 4.2. That's why I have Kilman. I'm happy with having Kilman. And their run of fixtures for Seiss, and then after their run of fixtures for Seiss, if I pull it up right now, is really tough. You got Leicester, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, Chelsea, Burnley, Tottenham, United. So their schedule is really tough. I don't even know if I would keep Seiss even if he was starting in this next couple game weeks. So for me personally, I'd probably look at moving Seiss first before I move out Robbo. Is Vardy a good option or switch to Wilson? It depends on what you would want to do with that extra 3.5 mil. Because Vardy, as far as non-penalty expected goals, he isn't really doing much. I think he had a game where he got like a hat trick and had 0 other shots on goal. But I still like Vardy. I still think he's a good pick. I don't know how good their schedule is moving forward. I haven't really checked their run of fixtures yet. But again, it would depend on what you would do with that extra 3.5. I still think Vardy is, again, he's a good option. Leicester a good squad. He's their dude. He's going to score double-digit goals again. But you could save 3.5 and drop down to Callum Wilson. That's what you're thinking about doing, right? Yeah, to drop down to Callum Wilson. And that will give you 3.5 to upgrade someone, I don't know, Mane, KDB, bring in Kane, bring in Pulisic for Podence, something like that. So you could do a lot with 3.5. For me, it would depend on what you would do with that money. I'm thinking about Mitrovic. I almost brought in Mitrovic this week. Hopefully that helps, Brian. I almost brought in Mitrovic this week. I was looking at his stats. He's like second in the league in shots per 90 and shots on target per 90. I went up going with Bamford because I like Leeds attacking better than I like Fulham attacking. Leeds have like the second most shots in the box behind Liverpool. But it's tough. I was this close to go with Mitrovic, and at last minute I decided to go for Bamford instead. But I think Mitrovic is a good shout. It's definitely somebody that I'm definitely keeping an eye on for tomorrow. It's not next game. It's tomorrow, not next game week. Yeah, they play West Brom tomorrow. I think he is in a good. I think he has a tough schedule, a tough fixture after that, if I'm not mistaken. But he's definitely somebody to have an eye on. Let's see, I think he could do worse. But that's the crazy thing. At that price range, at that like 5.8 to 6.5 range, there are a lot of strikers out there that you could want on your squad. The question is just which one do you bring in? You know what I mean? Because they're all good options. Something that I did not think I would say at the beginning of this year. Let's see. Hi, Stroik. Hi. What's up, Osama? What's up? Let's see. Hi, Stroik Leeds will play. I think Stroik plays tomorrow. I think he still has like 5 more game weeks to play. My biggest concern was that when he came on, obviously last week he got that yellow card super early and was still looking super aggressive in his tackle, so they brought him off in fear. I think it was more of a fear of him getting a second yellow than it was tactically. And so I still think Stroik plays tomorrow. And part of me says that I think he's gonna play because when he was on the pitch, although he did pick up that yellow, he looked incredibly aggressive. So he might be one of those guys that sets the tempo and brings the energy level up for Leeds. But I'm not a Leeds supporter. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. He was filling in because of an injury, so I'm not exactly sure. For me, I own him. He's third on my bench. I hope that he plays because I want to see him earn a couple price rises before I drop him. But I'm not sure. I'm not a Leeds supporter. I'm not exactly 100% on that. I hope he does. Let's see. But it's not a good sign when you get your first game and you get a chance to start and you I don't want to say blow it, but you get subbed off in 20 minutes on your first start in a while. So not a good start to his campaign. This is Arsenal's schedule moving forward. I don't know if you can see that, Sana. You have Villa up next. You got Leeds, Wolverhampton, Tottenham. So those ones are all mixed bag. But after that, it gets pretty green after that. So Arsenal have a pretty good run of fixtures. They've done well against the top squads. Like if we look at their history, they gave up 1 goal to City, 1 goal to Leicester. They clean sheeted United today. So they're capable of doing it to anybody. So that's their schedule, if you could see that. That's Arsenal's run of fixtures these next 10 game weeks. And again, Arsenal look good defensively. I don't have their exact stats on expected goals against, shots on target against. I don't have any of that on me right now. It's something that I will have prepared for the stream on Thursday. Because I look it up right now, but it's a super messy screen. I don't have another computer. But they have good games going forward. I'm definitely considering some Arsenal defense. Yeah, I can't. I can't read that. Yeah. Hiya. Sorry. Sana 99. You got 99 points this week? For real? That is so sick. Let's go. My camera's about to go off, isn't it? That's awesome. Congratulations on 99 points. I hope you have one more player that come off the bench and can hit that illustrious 100. That's so sick. Congratulations. That's awesome. Camera went off. Called it. Average this week is 43. Okay, thank you so much. I was curious on what that would be. It was saying 19 when I first started the stream. I thought, no way. 43, okay. So a pretty average game week, or pretty average as far as like FPL sense goes. Still a couple players. I'm assuming most players have played 11 of their guys, with some coming off the bench. Let's see. Sun was disappointing today. Whoops. I missed Dylan's comment. Sorry, Dylan. Go back. Not sure who to put in midfield. Zaha, Grealish, or Ziyech. For me, personally, I like Grealish. I still think Ziyech is a great option. He was somebody that I had at the beginning of the season before he got hurt. I liked him a lot at Ajax. He has a high goal involvement. If you watch the match, dude just likes to pass. He likes to pass at any instant. He's like Steve Nash. If he sees a pass, I shouldn't compare him to Steve Nash. Steve Nash is an absolute legend in basketball. And Ziyech is not there yet, you know what I mean? But Ziyech is not afraid to pass, period. If Pulisic, Werner, Tammy Abraham when he's in, if they're making a run behind the defense and Ziyech sees it, that dude is going to try to pick it off, period. So as far as how aggressive he is passing, I really like Ziyech. I think Chelsea's attack is pretty good. I'm out of water. I got to refresh my water. I think Chelsea's attack have so much potential to him, and Ziyech is going to be one of those guys that's very important to him. So I like Ziyech, but as far as underlying stats, he only had 1 shot today and 1 attempted assist. Zaha I like a lot. He's got a good run of fixtures for the next 4 or 5. Grealish has a good run of fixtures for quite some time too. And now that Grealish has a lot of attackers around him, he looks good. Honestly, that's going to... I hear your dilemma. That's tough. That's tough. It all comes down to what I would do with that extra like 0.6 that you would get for going... in order. For me, at the bottom of that list would probably be Zaha. I still think Zaha is a great option, but I like Grealish and Ziyech more than that. For me, it'd probably go Grealish, Ziyech, and then Zaha in that order. But, again, anything can happen with those guys. They're all dynamic, man. All dynamic. Sun was disappointed today, hoping Bamford will get me some. Yeah, Sun was disappointed today. I mean, a lot of people, I think over 1 million people captained Sun today, hoping that he would come away with a return. I mean, dude's looked incredible all season, minus like 1 or 2 games. I think he's blanked. I think every blank he has this season has been at home. If you into those kind of stats, but every season he's every game that he's blanked has been at home, and like his away games he's averaging like 15 points per match or something wild like that. Next match is away, by the way. But yeah, I was definitely surprised to see how Sun played today, but everyone's allowed an off day. Let's see. Yeah, hopefully Bamford gets you some points tomorrow. That'd be awesome. I'm not just saying that because he's on my squad. I'm saying that because I want you to have a good week. Let's see. Bob says my team is Meslier, Kilman, Gabriel, Robertson, Zaha, Rashford, Salah, Son, Kane, DCL, Bamford. Good squad. Good squad. Good keeper pick too. Good differential. Gabriel. I like Gabriel a lot, man. I think he's in there to stay. He's a youngin' too for Arsenal, isn't it? Let's see. Foster, KWP, Walker Peters on your bench. That's a good bench player. Dunn, Stevens. Any good moves? One transfer. Let me see. It depends on if you want Robbo or not. You could drop Robbo and kind of want to use that funds next week, because that would give you like $2 million. You could kind of throw somewhere else because he is playing City. But I mean, Robbo still looks good. It's hard. I know it's hard for me to drop. I've talked about it on the stream before. It's just that it's that $7 million price range that's just so hard for me to kind of overlook. But yeah, it's tough. I would probably. I still like Rashford. I still think Rashford's a good pick. For me personally, I'd probably hold on to that. Hold on to that transfer and move somewhere else. But if you were looking to make a move this week, maybe Robbo, maybe Rashford, maybe. Yeah, that's what I would suggest. I like your team. I like your team. I think it's a solid squad. I think you're gonna have I think most of those guys have a good fixtures next week outside of Robbo and Salah. Because I think, who do United play next week? United play Everton. Everton aren't as good defensively as we think they are. As I think we thought that they think that they were. As they think that they are. Anyway, yeah, I think there's still a good opportunity for Rashford to score in that game, and he's not scored. Rashford's not scared to score against anybody. You saw that with PSG. See that every year with him. Let's see. Yeah, I like your squad. Robbo, Gabriel's good week. Kilman has a tough week, I think, against Leicester. Zaha has a good fixture. Yeah, I think you're set for a good week. I mean, maybe you might want to move. Yeah, honestly, I like your squad. I'd probably hold that transfer, or if you were looking at maybe like, because you could drop Robbo and then bring in KDB for Son in 2 weeks if you wanted to hold on to that. I'm only saying that because that's what I'm thinking about doing myself. Originally, I was thinking about bringing in Bruno for Son. But right now, I think I would rather go Robbo to, again, off the top of my head, Reece James or Bellerin, and then bring Son out for KDB. Personally. Let's see. Yassine says, man, I'm so far behind. 352 with Grealish or 343 with Bamford plus free 1.3 mil. So the question here is 352 with Jack Grealish or 343 with Bamford and an extra 1.3 mil in the bank. So I would probably Grealish. I think he has a tough fixture next game week with Arsenal. I don't expect him to score against Arsenal. I think Arsenal probably hold a clean sheet in that one. So maybe for this week and this week alone, Bamford. He has Leicester. He's got Crystal Palace. Maybe next week and next week alone, I'd probably say Bamford. But in the future, I'd probably say Grealish would be a better option, even with that 1.3 mil. But again, it's hard for me to really comment without seeing the rest of your squad, because that 1.3 mil could be used to bring in, I don't know, let's say Harry Kane or KDB. So it's hard for me to really comment without seeing the rest of your squad. I know that sounds lame, but yeah. Personally, I'd rather go 3-5-2 with Grealish for the long run. What about Martial? Martial is somebody that for me personally, I'd wait and see what he's like when he comes back, because even before he got that red card, he was not looking that good. He had I think he had 0 shots over his last 2 game weeks before he got that red card. So I would hold off on Martial, especially on United assets outside of I still kind of like Rashford. I still kind of like Bruno moving forward. Maybe their defense, but United are just not clicking in the Prem right now. Premier League is a different story. They're a lot like Barcelona. Pretty good in Champions League, not that good in the league, in their own domestic league. So for now, I would hold off on Martial. But again, those players are so dynamic. Any week they can go off and score 1 or 2 goals. So it could be a good replacement for Jimenez or Danny Ings if you want to if you're looking for a differential. If Danny Ings is out, it's only 0.3 more for Martial at this moment. So me personally, I'm holding off. But if you do decide to go for Martial, it wouldn't be the wildest move I've seen, and it could pay off big time. You could see a nice green arrow if it works. Which 2 from Zaha, Grealish, and James Rodriguez would be first up on that list, no question. I'd probably pick Jack Grealish as my second one. If you were to go Zaha, I completely understand that move, and it would make a lot of sense. I think he is very dynamic and can go off at any given game week. But for me, I'd probably pick James and then Grealish. But again, Zaha is not a bad shout at all. I hope that helps, Jensen. Rodney says, "Is it still worth having DCL and Rodriguez long term?" Long term, I'm not too sure. I don't know how DCL does against top 6 squads, because if we again I'll look at his fixtures for this next while. He's got Fulham, Leeds, and Burnley after this United match. But after that, he's got Chelsea, Leicester, Arsenal, Sheffield, City, West Ham, and Wolverhampton. So a lot of good defenses there. So I don't know if he's worth holding on to after this game, after those good run of fixtures. Me personally, I don't have too much money tied up in him, so I'm probably going to move on from DCL after that Burnley match, maybe. But I still think James is good long term. I still think at that price at the price range that I have him right now, if I sold him, he'd be like 7-7. So I still think he's good long term. But again, the question is, because it's hard, because if I can get like if I can drop the funds from DCL and I can switch and bring in like Pulisic when he has a good run of fixtures, or bring in like if I could bring in Martial, if Martial's starting to click. It's not somebody that DCL isn't somebody I would say is a for sure staple for the whole season. James probably more so. My camera. I'm 15 seconds delayed. That's how long a delay is. Wow. But yeah, I don't know if they'd both be long term. But for now, for the next 4 game weeks, I don't think they're going anywhere in my squad if they're healthy. Not good at all. 59 points with Bamford to go. 59 is still good. You're 16 points above the average. That's huge. That's a good green arrow for you, most likely. I'm going to move on from Seiss, maybe to Cresswell. I like that pick. Cresswell to Zuma. Seiss, Cresswell to Zuma is a great pick. I really like that option. Or you can even go Bellerin. So you have 3 really good options there for defense. I could see. I'm a big fan of all those moves. Not sure about Martial at the moment. United haven't clicked it as a team. That's what Sana says. So I would definitely use the funds to bring in a City attacker. For me personally, City attack is 100% where I'm looking at going in these next 2 game weeks. I think after this game week with Son, if I hold on to my transfer, I'm going to drop Robbo. I'll see if I can do it, see how much it would take. Let's have a little bit of fun, eh? I might drop Son, because I still think Harry Kane is phenomenal. Bring in De Bruyne. And I would need to save 1.7, so I could bring in Bellerin and still have some cash a little left over. So I could do that. That's what I'm looking at doing come game week 9 or so. Drop Son. But I should get out of this before I actually make a mistake. Back to pick team. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at doing moving forward. I only got about 10 minutes left in the stream. So if you got any questions, any last minute questions, throw them on. Also, thank you everyone for showing up. Appreciate everyone who's commented, everyone who's shown up to the stream. Hope you all had a great weekend, and it's kind of get these last questions. Again, you could ask any FPL questions, any hip-hop questions, cartoon questions, best Batman questions. I don't know, anything, man. Let's just vibe. Shout out Jay Nyoko one time. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would personally hold off on Martial for the moment, see what he can bring, because even before he got banned for the red card, he still didn't look that good to me, man. And I had him on my squad, so I was very, very aware of what was happening, man. Ugh. Let's see. I had James, Seiss. Brian says he had James, Seiss, Konsa, and Martinez, which all got 0, and I still got 60. You had 61 points with his 1 or 2 zeros. Whoa, with Vardy to go. So you're gonna have a huge week, man. Even with Seiss not playing, James not playing, and James is a big player for you too. Konsa didn't play. Martinez got a 0. Whoa, dang, that's a good game week. All things considered. What are you gonna do with Seiss now? What's the plan with him? By the way, love the stream. Very helpful. Do you stream every week? Keep up the good work. Yeah, thank you so much, man. I hope that this stream is just more than anything. I just hope it's a fun time. I just try to make everyone smile, have a good laugh. And I know FPL could be very tough some weeks, and I hope that people can come here and kind of recharge their batteries and cheer up a little bit, or even if they have a good game week to keep the vibes going. You know what I mean? So I do stream. I'm still trying to find out the best time to stream. I'm streaming twice a week at the moment. I'll stream the day before transfer deadline. So this week the transfer deadline's on Friday, so I'll be streaming on Thursday to get any last minute questions, captaincy discussions, and then I stream on Sunday after the last match is concluded, or a little bit after the last match is concluded. Those are the 2 days I stream. Then I have a team selection video that comes out on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on work schedule and stuff. But thank you so much for the comment, man. I appreciate that. Seiss to Kilman thoughts. I think it's a good pick. I think at this moment, I don't think Seiss is worth having at that price. Seiss could easily start next week, and a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, I knew Seiss was going to get a spot back." It could very well happen. I don't think the competition for that left center back spot is officially nailed. I don't think it's just going to be handed to Kilman without a fight. I think Seiss is still going to have a chance to earn it after all that he's done over the last 2 years. But Kilman has looked so solid for 4 game weeks now that he started. They gave him a contract extension. Again, he's looked so solid for these 4 game weeks. And at the end of the day, if he doesn't start, he's only 4.2. And for me, I would get rid of Seiss because, again, if Seiss does start from time to time, I still don't like the run of fixtures moving forward for Seiss at that price range. I hope that makes sense. So now, you're saying 9.9. Oh, 9.9. Yeah, shout out Brooklyn 9.9 one time. Candies for Brooklyn. Shout out Brooklyn. Brooklyn 9.9 is one of my top 5 comedies of all time, and a lot of good rappers came from Brooklyn. Shout out Mos Def one time. Mos Def is one of my favorite rappers of all time. Probably he was the first rapper I ever listened to, other than like stuff you hear on the radio. My long story short, my buddy who's huge into hip hop back in the day, he was like, "Hey, yo, check out this album." He gave me Black on Both Sides. And I think the first song I listened to was either Mathematics or Ms. Fat Booty. And at that moment, I was like, dude, this Mos Def is dope. And so, yeah, I got mad love for Brooklyn as far as both in the rap game and in the comedy TV show. Shout out Brooklyn. 9.9. Let's see, I'm on 79 points and thoughts on Ward-Prowse. 79 points? Oh, my. That's awesome, Simon. That's a huge week. Congratulations. That's so sick. 79 points is a huge week. As far as Ward-Prowse goes, I think he's a good pick at that price. I think at that price, though, you're going to have so many game weeks where you're going to see a lot of 2s, a lot of 2-pointers, a lot of blanks from Ward-Prowse personally, but there are going to be weeks like this week where he scores 2 free kicks, and it's just going to be, he's going to have a great game week. I don't know if he's somebody that I would like to hold on to for the long term. If I had funds, I would like to upgrade if possible, but I don't even know how much he is at this point, to be completely honest. I don't know what the price falls or price rise have done to him. He's dropped down to 5.8. Yeah, because he was $6 million at the beginning of the year. Yeah, see, back-to-back weeks. So he scored last week and obviously got 2 this week and an assist. So he scored 28 points over his last 2 game weeks, but before that it was 2, 2, 3, 3, 2. He is starting to catch form. I mean, if you're looking for somebody at that price range, I think you could do worse. If I were to bring him in, I would think of 2 things. 1, is there anyone else around that price range I would rather have? And 2, are they going to be able to perform without Danny Ings in? Are they still going to be able to move forward attacking-wise? Is he going to step up and be a better player moving forward? Those are some of the main questions I would ask myself if I was to bring him in. But, dude, I mean, he's looked good this week, man. I didn't get a chance to watch the match because it was at 4 o'clock in the morning where I'm at, and it wasn't, and I couldn't record it on my television. So, I was only able just to see highlights, but 2 goals and an assist, that's huge. What's my rank? My rank right now, I think after Lamptey comes in off the bench, is going to be about 2.9 mil. Not the best start to the season, but we carry on, we move on, and get better every week. Just like in life, just get better every day. Sometimes it's 2 steps back, sometimes it's 5 steps forward. Whatever it is, just get better. Let's see, or focus on, you know what I mean? And smile, because life is beautiful. Let's see. Christian says, how good is my bench? Not that good. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. I had Lamptey that came off the bench today and got me 9 points, so that was a blessing. Kilman's on my bench right now. I think he's a solid option. But after that, Basuma's not the best option. He's just there to get a couple points here and there, cheeky points. And Stroik was on there just hoping that I could get a couple price rises out of him. He was £4 million defender that's out of position. At the time, he was starting for Leeds, but after him getting sent off in the 20th or so minute, I'm worried about him. But not the strongest of benches. I don't believe personally. My theory is I only like having one, maybe two players who can come in and get a couple points if they can off the bench. So, and I was very when I used my wild card 2 game weeks ago. Yeah, 2 game weeks ago, and I didn't have that much money. I only had like 100.3 in the bank, something just so small, muy pequeño, and so I was forced to have a weak bench. In the future, if I get more funds, I would like to have a stronger bench, but for now, I had to do what I had to do. Zaha or Grealish. Dylan says Zaha or Grealish. Zaha has Leeds at home. Grealish has Arsenal away. I think for this game week, I think Zaha is better. But I think for the long term, because Grealish has a good run of fixtures for like, if I'm not mistaken, 10 game weeks or so. Till game week 15. So he has a good game week. After that one, he's got a good run of fixtures till 15. So I think for the longer term, I think Grealish is better. But I think you could go either way, and I think they're both going to provide you great value. I don't think there's a bad choice. I think there's just a preference. You know what I mean? Let's see. Probably, but I would go Grealish personally. I agree with Simone. I like Grealish more. I think Grealish is I like Grealish better. Fed up with my team, going to take a -12 hit. Oh my! If you're going to do that, listen to some Outcasts. Hopefully it'll help. I've been there, man. 30 points with just Justin to go. Can't see myself doing anything next. Who's your team right now? And sometimes at -12, I know it sucks, and your one game week is going to hurt. Maybe my camera. All right, I got to wrap this up. Only like 5-10 more minutes. Taking hits is tough though. I mean, -12 is hard to recruit, but if you feel like you have players that aren't going to play or just not going to do anything, and you need to make a move for the long term, I mean, it is what you got to do. You know what I mean? But that hit is tough. But who do you have in your squad before I talk? Sometimes you just have players that just don't do well some weeks, and that's rough. Let's see. But again, sometimes that -12 is just something you got to do to really fix your team for the long term. Where we at? Is it worth the free transfer for Kilman or KWP to get? Is it worth the transfer for Kilman or KWP to get Zuma because I have 0.1 or 1 mil in the bank? I would probably rather change out Walker Peters than Kilman. Even though I think I just because Kilman's 4.2, Walker Peters is 4.5. Walker Peters is a fullback, so he gets high up the pitch, but I like Wolverhampton's defense better. If it were me, I would feel a lot more comfortable playing and starting Zuma than I would starting Walker Peters personally. I think I looked at who does Southampton play this week again. Southampton play Newcastle, so maybe it's somebody that you hold on to this week. Maybe they can get away with a cheeky. They got Sheffield, so I'd rather have Zuma versus Sheffield. I don't know. That's a tough one. I would probably keep Kilman. You're going to get a lot of price rises out of him. He's on an incredible defense moving forward. And if he continues to spot, you can kind of just bench him for the next little wee while because he has a tough run of fixtures this next little while. But you can play him against Southampton. You can play him against maybe Arsenal and then Villa. But after that run of fixtures, I don't know. Wolverhampton's defense is good. That's all I'm going to say. And Kilman might be able to get you some money out of it. And Zuma looks really good, and Chelsea look really good defensively. I wouldn't be against bringing in Zuma at all. But personally, I'd probably take out Kyle Walker Peters for that. Where we at? Hopefully that helps, Bob. Yeah, Simon. Yeah, I talked about that. Werner or Kane for next game week? 100% Kane, no question. If you wanted a differential, I mean, Werner could be a good differential. But there's so many people who are going to captain Kane this week, let alone have him in their squad. Kane has been looking great to start the season, and he's playing against the West Brom, who just do not look that good defensively. Now, of course, Kane can blank, and Werner can come away with 2 goals. Absolutely. But for me personally, I think for this game week, Harry Kane's the way to go. After that, if you want to... But it's hard for me to fully say, because at the end of the day, I know it sounds lame, but if you think Werner is going to score more than Kane this week or for the next few game weeks, go for Werner, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people might say that's a bad move. A lot of people might say Kane's the better option. But if Werner scores more, who's laughing last, you know what I mean? But me personally, I think Kane is the. If I had a free hit this week and pick any player, Kane is the first person I'm putting in my squad. Rodney, have I listened to the new Busta Rhymes album? What do you think of the new Nas album too? Yes, I'm old school. Welcome. Yes, old school rap. I'm trying to work on a new logo, by the way, that incorporates some 90s rap into my FPL logo. I haven't listened to the full Busta Rhymes album. I think it was 22 songs long. I listened to the Anderson .Paak one because I'm a huge Anderson .Paak fan, and so I listened to the Paak joint when it first released. Like they had like the Spy vs Spy video that they came out with. That was cold. I liked it a lot. And I listened to the Kendrick joint this morning again. I've listened to it a few times, and Kendrick goes hard, man. Kendrick's so dope. But I think from the little that I've heard from this Busta Rhymes album, I think it sounded pretty good. Again, I haven't listened to the whole thing, so I can't comment on it too much. As far as Nas' album, that was actually one I was listening to 2 nights ago. I'm just a big Nas fan, so I feel like anything Nas, I'm going to be biased and say that it's good. So, I mean, I liked it. I think he had some good joints in there. Nas is one of my favorite rappers of all time, so I'm just so biased. Who's your favorite rappers of all time? Top 5. I'm curious on hearing that, Rodney. There's a lot of good joints out there, man. But after this, tomorrow at work, I'm probably going to listen to the Busta album all the way through. And Busta hasn't been. He deserves more respect. I'm not saying he's one of the best of all time, but I feel like he deserves more respect for how good he's been his whole career. Let's see. 64 points with Ailing and Bamford to play. Dang, that's a good week. That's a great week. Hopefully Ailing does well for you tomorrow. Hopefully Bamford does too, especially because I have him, so it'd be a win-win for us. But I want to see Ailing do well. He's looked really good so far to start the season. He just had a really good rough run of fixtures, and I'm hoping he can really start clicking, man, and getting some big returns. Hopefully he does well for you. That'd be huge. Come away with 70-plus points. That'd be big, Jax. Great name, by the way. Jax Be Nimble. That's dope. Chardol. So you're doing a great job keeping things positive. Thank you. I try to keep things as positive and optimistic as possible. Well, it's 1 a.m. here in Sweden, so I'm going to get some sleep. Love what you're doing. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I only know one Swedish phrase, and I think my friend told me as a joke, and that's not something I should repeat. But shout out Sweden one time. Shout out Zlatan. Zlatan had an overhead kick today, right, for a goal. Yeah, hopefully you had a great week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the comment. That is beautiful. I'm very, very grateful. 63 with James Justin to go. He could easily come away with a clean sheet tomorrow. He could be sitting at 69 points, and that would be sick. The joke writes itself. That's awesome. 63. That's a great week. By the way, I'm a new fan, and I just subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing, Rodney. I like the fact that you love hip hop as well. We could be good friends. If you're a hip hop and an FPL fan, we could be fantastic friends. Those are two of my top 5 passions in the world. Again, I'm working on a logo right now that really incorporates hip hop into my logo. It's almost like right now it's like almost like it's a graffiti, almost not like Fresh Prince, but it's I'll show you later. It has I'm paying homage to hip hop in my logo and a homage to Outkast, who's my favorite artist. Well, my favorite artist of all time is 3 Stacks. And so I kind of want to throw a little bit of 3 Stacks into the conversation. So, yeah, if you're a hip-hop fan and FPL fan, welcome to the squad. Welcome to the channel. And also, thank you for subscribing. Also, if you're a big Rihanna fan, then we're definitely going to get along. I'm just curious to see who your top rappers are. I haven't gotten to your comment, but yeah, let's see. I'm curious to hear either your top 5 rappers all time. I'm not saying who the best are. I'm saying your favorite. Because it's unfair for me to say the greatest of all time. That's way too hard of a conversation. By the way, oh yeah, I just read that one. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. Oh, and you need to go back to the original with Talib on it. Yeah, so Talib Kweli, going back to Talib, if you're talking about Talib Kweli, my buddy who was a huge hip hop fan, way back in the day, I think Ludacris dropped a joint and he was playing it at practice. I was playing. We're at practice. He was playing his Ludacris joint, and I started talking to him about it, and he was like, "Check out," and he showed me the Mos Def album. I was like, "This is dope." I went back to him, and he gave me a Talib Kweli joint called "Beautiful Struggle." The album "Beautiful Struggle," And then after I listened to that, I was like, dude, this album is beautiful. It's thought provoking, great rhyme scheme. It's just everything about that album is beautiful to me. And he's like, if you like both those guys, check this out. And then he showed me Black Star, and at that moment I was like, I'm in, man. Hip hop is the way to go. So yeah, I'm a huge Talib Kweli fan. He's one of the 3 or 4 rappers I listened to from the very beginning, who my buddy suggested me to listen to. And at that moment, I was just hooked on hip hop, and I've never given it up since. Yeah, big fan. Trying to save the world. Planning on transferring Sice to Chilwell, and in future, Sice to Chilwell, I like that move a lot. And in future, doing Vardy to Wilson and getting Walker for my bench with money from the Vardy transfer. Ooh, that's a lot of money on your bench if you're gonna have Kyle Walker on your bench. That's £6 million player on your bench. I mean, if that's what you feel is right, go for it. I think all those players that you mentioned are really good players to have in FPL. I think that could be a really good pick. It'd be hard for me to get rid of Vardy though, personally. But again, I like your plan. I like what you're doing moving forward, and I think that's a really good squad you got going. You're still going, and I'm still awake. Yeah, FPL Swat, welcome back, man. What time is it in Wales? It's got to be past midnight right now, right? Also, what's the best Welsh food? Is there any good, really good Welsh food? I need to try some Wales food out. I need to go to Wales, period. I feel like one of these days I want to go, when quarantine gets lifted and COVID's a thing of the past, I really want to go to London and just have, a giant FPL watch party at, some pub in London and just have all, everyone who enjoys FPL... Oh. My camera went out. All right, my camera went out. I got to switch to my webcam real quick. Let me do that. All right, so I for sure got to wrap up now because everything be... Yeah, I look so much worse on my webcam. Yeah, I got to wrap up now. But yeah, that's one day. That's one thing I want to do is I really want to go to London, have a giant FPL watch party, and just enjoy life, man. Or somewhere in England or UK. Which country are you streaming from and which EPL team do you support? Please stay united. So I'm recording live from pretty much, you could say Long Beach, California. I'm pretty much Southern California. I was born in Long Beach. Shout out Snoop one time. Shout out Vince Staples one time. As far as Premier League support, I don't have a team I support yet, but I'm ready to commit. So my whole life, I'm obviously a Barcelona fan, as you can see in the background. So my whole life, I've been a huge fan of soccer, but I didn't have a Premier League squad growing up. I had players that I always preferred. I really like Drogba. I really like Wayne Rooney back in the day. I really like Van Persie. There are a lot of players I like growing up, but I didn't have a squad that I supported, and I still don't. I want to wait till I can go to a match and really enjoy the city, enjoy the atmosphere, and fall in love with the city and fall in love with the team more than I can watch it from my couch in California. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I don't support any Premier League squad at the moment. I'm waiting till I can go to a team or go to a stadium and really breathe in that atmosphere. That being said, I did go to the Barcelona Manchester United Champions League match 2 years ago at Camp Nou. So I did go to a United match. I just wasn't in England. It was for Barcelona. It was super funny too because I got there. I didn't realize that the opposing fans at the stadium at Barcelona and Camp Nou, they're all the way as far. I don't know if this is a thing in Europe. It's definitely not in America. But I had to sign a waiver when I got my tickets that said I am a Barcelona fan. If I'm a Manchester United fan, I couldn't sit in the seats that I was in, and so I had to sign that waiver, and then the United fans were sitting as high up and as far away from the pitch as possible, and they had this plexiglass around them like it was a hockey game, and so they were banging on it, and they were just completely separated from the Barcelona fans. And then after the match, all the Barcelona fans, but they forced the United fans to stay in that plexiglass. I don't know if this is a normal thing or if it's just I don't know if it's a normal thing in Europe. It's not here in America, but it's super interesting because the United fans had to stay afterwards, 30, 45 minutes after the game. And they were banging on the plexiglass, let us out, let us out. It was so funny to me. I've never experienced that before. Anyway, so I don't support a Premier League team is what I'm trying to say until I go to a match. I advise you not to spend too much time on questions you've answered or already. All right, cool. Thank you for the feedback. I love feedback more than anything. So I won't concentrate too much on that Zaha Grealish debate as much. Let's see. I have Jimenez, Seiss, Rashford all need to go. I mean, maybe Rashford his fixtures do open up, so he'd probably be the last one on my list unless you wanted to get like Son or somehow bring in KDB or something. But Seiss would be first, Jimenez would be second to leave, and then Rashford would need to go. I hear you. Hey, bro, I'm back again. Welcome back. Is Jack Grealish a must-need? I don't think anyone in the game is a necessity. Like, a lot of people might say Harry Kane has been a necessity for how he started the season. But if you had, like, Bamford and Callum Wilson instead, you would be just fine in points. I don't think there's a must-own anywhere. I just think that Grealish is a great option. That's all I'll say. All right, wrap this up. I only got a few more questions left. Let's book through these. Might consider. Welcome back, by the way, Arlo. Sam says might reconsider Jimenez and just transfer out Seiss and Rashford for Cresswell and Grealish. I think that might be the case. I mean, Jimenez, he's the kind of guy that's just going to score. It might not be pretty. They might not play the best way. It might be the most fun thing to watch. But Jimenez can score, and Seiss is somebody that needs to go, in my opinion. And now that Ings is out, I don't know if there's an easy transfer for Jimenez. Again, you can either go high up or you can drop down in price. Let's see. I got to go. Keep up the grind, and we'll try to tune in the next stream. Thank you so much for showing up, Bob. Appreciate that. Hopefully this is a fun stream and you had a good time. And next stream will be Thursday. And always keep up the grind. Nipsey Hussle taught me that. Grinding all my life. And my dad too, but don't tell him I said that. What's my Instagram, by the way? My Instagram handle is SeanTheDon34. It's not a FPL content, so it's going to be more of like, I don't know, surfing pictures or what's some other stuff. I don't know if I really post anymore. But yeah, I have my Instagram is SeanTheDon34. If you want a FPL related social media, I got a Twitter. It's in the description. But that's my Instagram. Last few questions. Should I take Lamptey and Wilson in for Mitchell and Ings? I wouldn't bring in Mitchell. I think Mitchell's lost his favor. I don't think he started this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, he's talking bring him in. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Lamptey, I would wait to hear. He came off early in this match. I think it was more precautionary than actually him being hurt. So I would wait to hear what happens with Lamptey on press conferences. I like Wilson a lot. I mean, I think Wilson is, for Newcastle's their dude. He's on penalties as well. So it's a win-win. He has St. Maximin who can create for him. Fraser looked really good on that assist he got today. So I think you can do a lot. I think that's a good pick. I like that. With $2 million in the bank and you get to have $2 million in the bank to spend somewhere else. So I'd be a fan of that move. But again, I would personally wait to hear what the news update is for Danny Ings first before I made any move, unless price drop or price rise happened. But yeah, that'd be my suggestion. Speed through these so I can eat some food. Take out Robbo for Kilman and Bamford for Werner. I like that. Robbo for Kilman and Bamford for Werner. You'd be upgrading to Werner. That's something that, I mean, if that's what you want. It's hard for me to take out Robbo, and it's hard to bring in Werner, who, yeah, I like that. I think that's not a bad option. Kilman again, 4.2 start, potentially consistently starting for Wolverhampton, who's a really good defense, and Robbo is just so much money. But Bamford's been on fire to start the season. Oh my gosh, Don just jumped in and out of the stream for the last 3 hours. He's still going. I know you know what's crazy is after I do these streams for 3 hours, my throat is like super sore. And I gotta like I don't know. Do I sip on tea? What really helps? Anyway, I really gotta cut these down. I got a 49er game to watch and some food to eat. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I actually have a huge watermelon in my fridge. That's exactly what I'm gonna go eat right now. I got a watermelon. It's like this big. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna chop that thing in half and start eating. Yeah. I don't know. Is streaming 3 hours too long? Should I keep it down to like an hour? I just like doing this. And I don't even recognize how long I've been going. Oh my gosh. Subscription unlocked. Common, I used to love her. Oh, Common is so underrated, man. Or maybe not underrated, underappreciated. I used to love her. Talking about hip-hop in that song is so beautiful. I think his album B is one of my favorite albums of all time. The Corner is one of my favorite songs of his. In fact, if you listen to The Corner, his rhyme scheme in that is so brilliant. His rhyme scheme in that song goes one syllable and he rhymes the same thing or the same like What? Memory is on the corner. Yeah, he rhymes the same sound, one syllable the whole time in the first verse. Second verse, same sound, 2 syllables the whole time. Third verse, 3 syllables the whole time in the third verse. Incredible rhyme scheme, incredibly genius. The corner, if you listen to that, go back and re-listen to that, and it's just another level, man. The FPL watch party sounds awesome. Yeah, I would love to do that. That's something I'm definitely considering in the future, just getting everyone to show up, having a great time at a pub in London, maybe seeing if I could just rent one out and just have and if it was like a Saturday Blitz especially, and just everyone just have a great time, have some cheap beer, come to Manchester. I could do Manchester. Maybe I'll do like a world tour. You know what I mean? I really want, if I do go back, when I do go back to England, I'm going to go to a couple games in London. I'm going to go to a couple games in Manchester, and or like a couple games up north and a couple games down south, like Chelsea, Arsenal, maybe Liverpool, United, off the top of my head, something like that. And so I could just do like, I don't know, watch parties everywhere I go. You know what I mean? That'd be sweet. I would love that. I admire your philosophy on supporting a team, embracing the city and the culture. Yeah, that's a thing. I just, more than anything, I love like when I was in England, I just remember like the whole city. I just love the whole city vibe, all the fans, because like players come, players go, leadership comes, leadership goes. Saturday to Sunday, Monday, yo. I just quote Eminem. I feel lame for quoting Eminem. But yeah, I just love the culture, the city, everything about it. Like when I watch Sunderland Till I Die on Netflix, I'm just so jealous of just how much the city embraces that squad. It's not the same here in America, unless it's like American football. I admire your thought. Oh yeah. After game week 8, what do you do with Tottenham players? Be gone. Poof. Be gone. I don't know exactly. I still think I might hold on to him. But for me, the plan right now is to drop Robertson, bring in a £5 million defender, and upgrade Son to De Bruyne. That's my plan as of right now. Or I can even bring in Bruno. It's something like that. They're definitely on my watch list to get rid of. All right, last few questions. Let's wrap this up. We have anything? Are we gonna cut that watermelon open in a little bit? See that watermelon fridge? Yeah, I'm hungry. Let's see. Grealish gave Watkins a penalty. What a guy! Did he give it to him, or is Watkins actually on penalties? I didn't watch the match. So I didn't get to see that. If I wouldn't be surprised though if Grealish did give him the penalty though. He seems like that kind of captain. And points would have definitely been better. Definitely would have been better. Should I be all right with De Bruyne, Arnold, and Salah all right to be in my team for the next game weeks as they are playing each other? Someone's got to score, right? Even if they don't score, someone's got to get a clean sheet, I guess, with Trent. Again, next week is tough for Liverpool. They have City. But I think after that, they got Leicester, who were pretty tough, Brighton, Wolverhampton, Fulham. So, and then if you look at City's next run of fixtures after this match, I think game week 10 is just straight money trees. So I would be completely content with having KDB in my squad right now. KDB is the best midfielder in the world, in my opinion, at the moment. So yeah, I don't think there's any problem in that. I don't think you force a move to get rid of Trent just because they're playing City. I think if you move Trent, it's because you don't necessarily like how he's playing right now, and you don't like his price tag. Got to go. Great stream. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Rodney's top 5 are Nas, Love, Jay-Z, Outkast, Method Man, and Kendrick. Rodney, we're going to get along very well. Very well. Illmatic, one of the best albums of all time. Jay-Z's got 3 classic albums. I don't even know what my favorite Jay-Z album would be. I'm going to go listen to 22 Twos right now, though. Outkast, like I said, Andre 3000 is my favorite rapper of all time. Kendrick there's a fuzz on my webcam. Kendrick, I'm biased too because I am from Long Beach, so Kendrick's right around the corner. Kendrick has 3, you can even say 4 incredible albums if you like. Yeah, I would say 4 incredible albums. 4 out of 4. Even if you want to count it as like untitled stuff that didn't get released. You can say 5. Method Man 2. Shout out Method Man. Can I say that Blackout 1 and Blackout 2 are incredibly slept on? Da Rock Wildar is one of my favorite hip-hop songs of all time. I think Blackout 2, when it dropped in like 2009, I think it got way too slept on. It was incredible. And going off of Method Man, because you can't talk about the METHOD Man without talking about Redman. Redman is one of the top 3 most underrated, underappreciated rappers of all time. Love Method Man. Can you get out of here, please? Just kidding. No, but for real, can we cut up that watermelon? Is the cat here? Anyway, sorry. Where are we at? Me roommate. In it. Let's see. Have you watched Tottenham All or Nothing on Prime? I've only gotten through the first 2 or 3 episodes because I started watching The Wire. Speaking of Method Man, I started watching The Wire and I kind of got invested in that. But I think my biggest takeaway from All or Nothing so far that I saw was Jose Mourinho told Aurier that he didn't trust him defensively 3 minutes before a Champions League match started and Aurier was starting. I still can't believe that. He literally said, Aurier, you're going to be back here. I don't trust you defensively. You do something stupid, I don't trust you. But go out there and have a good game. You know what I mean? I feel like I feel like my confidence would definitely take a shot at that moment. But yeah, I definitely want to finish it. Gotta go as it's late. I gotta go too. Gotta go where I am late. Take care. I'll try to get to the next stream. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. If you go to the next stream, I would love that. I'll be there Thursday about 6 o'clock London time or something like that. Thoughts on Gareth Bale as an asset? Benched him, he got 9 points. You benched 9.5 mil Gareth Bale? I mean, I guess he wasn't starting. That's the thing for me is I need to see him start more consistently. I think if he starts consistently, he's a quality player. He's world class. Even right now at this stage in his career, it's just for me. It's just going to have him getting consistent playing time. And with Son on the left, Harry Kane in the middle, Gareth Bale featuring. Even I would say Højbjerg has been a great player for them. So I think I think he is a great player. For me, I would be patient on him. I had him in my squad like 3 weeks ago, just as like a nostalgic pick. But I think for 9.5, I'd rather have my money somewhere else. But I'm definitely keeping an eye on him for that. Let's see. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Bale, and I love Gareth Bale. Big fan. Even when he played for Madrid as a cooler that I am, as a Barcelona fan, it hurt me cheering for Gareth Bale. But I love me some GB. Sell Sice, could get in Walker or Reguilon. I don't know if I'd bring in Reguilon because he has such a hard schedule coming up after this West Brom match. Maybe Kyle Walker if you want to go that route. I think Kyle Walker looks good. I mean, he's just expensive for me. That's my only thing. But for me, I would sell Sice for sure. I think it's just not worth it for the fixtures he has coming up. Not worth the headache of him playing. Jose is hilarious. He is great television, man. He is just consistently swearing. He's just a meme waiting to happen. As far as like TV, he's class. How long will I stream for on Thursday? I'm at work till 7:15. I don't know because I work at like 1 o'clock California time, 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that. I haven't checked my schedule yet, but I'll probably start at 6 o'clock London time. Maybe go for like 2 hours. I don't know. I might even change and go like 5:30 London time. Might go later. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to stream, but it's going to be around that 6 o'clock time, whatever's best. All right, that's it. That'll wrap up the stream. Thanks everyone for showing up. It's been a crazy game week 7 after another game. It's been a wild start to the Premier League season. I don't even know who's going to win at this point. Who's the favorite? But thanks for. Oh, and someone just blew the NFL game I was going to watch. Just commented the ending for me. I guess I'm not watching that anymore. Anyway, thanks everyone for showing up. You guys were awesome. It was an incredible stream. Everyone who showed up, thank you for participating. Everyone have a great night. It's been a crazy weekend. Have a great night's rest. And enjoy the matches tomorrow. Take some time out of your day to make someone smile. It is a crazy, wild world that we live in. A laugh goes a long way. So take some time out of your day to make someone laugh. And as always, don out. And I don't know, maybe listen to some Lupe Fiasco this weekend. Anyway, thank you so much.